always got a brand. Gotta have my branding on. What's the motherfucking deal? All that stuff is not supposed to pop up, but apparently it did. Why is it not showing up the regular way? Oh, there we go. Okay, cool, cool. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the den. I hope that you are. Hope that all of you are doing well. I don't know if I'm loud enough. I'll put a little, turn it up a little bit. Maybe I can hear me a little bit better. So it has been. It's been a bit. What has it been about? What's today? Tuesday. It's been a few days or so. But let's see who we have joining us. If you're not familiar with the Den is the best conversation on the internet. It's because you guys make it the best conversation on the internet, and I'm just glad to get to chop it up with you guys. It's always good to see you. Just give some brief updates on, just kind of what's going on in my world. I want to know what's going on in your world. And we'll talk about what's happening in the world today. I'm sure there's plenty to discuss. Let's see who we have joining us this evening, and then let's get into some good conversation. Let's see. Cultured, what's the motherfucking deal? Miss Bell, what's the motherfucking deal? Angela, what's the motherfucking deal? Jason S. Unbeaten Sports, what's the motherfucking deal? Sourberry 32, what's the motherfucking deal? Empress Yaya, always good to see you. Rigo, what's the motherfucking deal? Heidi, the sweater kid, what's the motherfucking deal? Beyond a funny nigga, abandoned me, man, abandoned me for a whole 15 minutes. I can't believe it. Beyond a funny nigga, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Cartier, how are you doing this evening? What's the motherfucking deal? Eastside Hero, what's the motherfucking deal? Marie Lovely, what's the motherfucking deal? Miguelito, what's the motherfucking deal? James Harden, DeMarkey, this nigga popped in to say he gonna be out. Yeah, this is a real background. This is I haven't decided what to do yet. V Darko, we haven't seen V Darko in quite some time. What's the motherfucking deal? 335, the stenographer in the building. Professor Trill, what's the motherfucking deal? Release Perez, what's the motherfucking deal? Um, you know, so D the Gamma, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me make sure I ain't missing nobody. If I miss you, I ain't dissing. You know how it is. Footballer 503, what's the motherfucking deal? Hope y'all all doing well, man. Now, like I say, I had relocated, so no longer trapping out the garage, no more sweaty honcho. Um, but I haven't decided what to do with this room yet, as far as den plans, because y'all know I do two channels. So I do Saw Sports, which is primarily a Houston sports channel, and then I have the Den. So I'm trying to decide what the best way to go is. Say chilling in Seattle. Oh, you follow Clowney? That's what it is. Um, so man, I meant to take a picture before I left. I meant to take a picture before I left because I wanted y'all to see how close I was when I was telling you I was like right around the corner from
Brandon
Chick Fil A.
donated $5. Damn, no farewell tour for the garage.
Man, yeah, I'm telling you, I want to do all that shit. It was just it's been so much going on. Like I said, I'm gonna get into everything that's been happening since then. But no, I was staying in League City, and so very close though. Across the other side, I was in League City, and so if I went to the other side of 45, basically, you were very close though, extremely close. Um, I don't know if anybody said League City or not though, but so yes, I was in League City, and so now I've moved way across town. Um, but when I'm telling you, I was across the street, like literally, like when I walked down the stairs, like if I walked the back way, Chick Fil A was right across the street because I stayed off of 96, right? So, yeah, man. I was, I got to go where all the white people at, you know. That's where it's cool, you're in a good spot when you see white people walking around. That's how you're in an all right spot. You ain't got to worry about no bullshit. You can leave your car doors unlocked and shit. Um, but the funny thing about it is over here, black people walk too, so I find that very, very amusing. But no, I used to stay right there off of 96, and literally like Chick Fil A was across the street. If I walked to it, it would literally take me a minute and a half to walk to Chick Fil A. So that's why I was Team Chick Fil A, and then Popeyes was maybe like a minute and a half drive down the street. Shonda, what's the motherfucking deal? Man, I hope that you are all right. I hope that you recover well from your surgery, but appreciate you taking some time to stop in. Napping motherfucking Nicole, good to see you. Only one lie, good to see you. Man, I'm telling you, that's how I was like, wow, niggas over here walking like niggas was riding bikes. I seen niggas riding bikes. That's something I've never seen in my life. In my life, niggas riding bikes. Like I'm like, whoa, wow, this is amazing. I was like, okay, we Gucci over here. With the great man, I'm trying to do a little something. Now these motherfuckers been here. Uh, damn, I'm selling out. Sometimes. My name, what's the motherfucking deal? Nah, it's cool. It's cool. Hey, what is the sellout? What am I selling to sell out of? You know what I'm saying? Brian, what's the motherfucking deal? Um, I can imagine why a guy saying that. I'm pretty sure I know a couple that may have said that. But yeah, man. So you got that going on. So then, like I said, I was moving, and I decided I guess I must have thought I was still 24, because I was like, we don't need no movers. I'm gonna get all this shit out myself. Yeah, that wasn't smart, but it was a good workout, a good 2 day. I've never been up and down stairs so much in my life. Just hauling shit, loading the U-Haul, doing all that. And in the midst of all of this, I've been on a 10-day fast. And appreciate the love, 335, man. Shout out to 335. I appreciate the love. Um, and Mary, I seen Mary sliding here, I think, too. So shout out to Mary. What's the motherfucking deal? Um, and so, moving on, yeah, I'm trying to learn that. I'm trying to be. What was the shit they used to say? What was that fucking goofy ass song? Bugetto. You know what I'm saying? So a 10-day fast. And tonight is the end of it. So like a couple of hours at midnight, it'll be the end of the 10 days. And so, like I said, I was not smart, doing that whole thing. But the reason why I took a 10-day fast, and it wasn't really about fasting or anything, is like I say, today is makes 10 years that my best friend passed away. And so, I told myself I could at least do 10 days for 10 years, to kind of dedicate myself to something, dedicate myself to a new transition, a new way of looking at things, a new location, a fresh start, if you will, and just trying to get some things together because, like I said, I've been making some
Eastside
bad
Carol
decisions. Now I'm trying to
donated
get some things right.
$5. Were the white women it? I feel like cooning tonight.
Man, look east side, all I can look out the window, but I don't know, it might be too late. They might not be walking right now. But you know what I'm saying? Man, look, let me Google that, see how far that is. Nah, but I've been investigating all the burger joints around here, and I want a burger like not I don't want no fucking like as much as I love Whataburger. I want like a real stupid burger. So I've been investigating, and then I'll be all around town. So I'm gonna start checking out local burger joints. Um, but yeah, so like I say, 10 days, just kind of get a fresh start, and I've lost a ton of weight. Not a ton, but I lost a good 16 pounds. But I've been up and down. Even when I was on my doing good, my caloric intake, I got down, and then I gained a bunch back. Went down again, gained a bunch back, and so no, my birthday is Friday, Miss Cartier. So Friday, I'll try to get cleaned up. I need to go get my wig split, get my hair tightened up and everything. But we'll have some shenanigans on Friday somehow. But appreciate the love, Eastside Hero. Um, man, look, I'm telling you, I feel better now. But that day, toxic femininity sucks. What's the motherfucker deal? And I'm still oh, the Wi-Fi here is cool. Um, well, I can hardline. I've set everything up over here to where, because at first I thought it was tripping, but I mean the modem is literally like I can touch that bitch. I'm touching that hoe right now. That's me touching that bitch. So we shouldn't have those issues. Um, and then because we had switched the package or whatever, the Comcast gave a boost because I had like the 150, I think. Maybe they boosted it up to like 400. So we should be good. We should be very good. as far as internet. And like I said, what I'm still going to do, I'm still going to end up hardlining it anyway, because I thought I was going to have to run it from the living room, but I just put the cable in there and then have the modem here. So we should be good. We shouldn't have those issues. Friday the 13th, word? You a Virgo? Well, happy belated, Miss Nikki motherfucking Nicole and V Darko. What you know about them Virgos? So you know, we live. We gonna be ready. We shouldn't have. Only time we should have issues when you know the YT is just trying to shut it down. You know what I'm saying? You know, look. You know, they say save the best for last, right? You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, that's why I waited to come at the end of the Virgo, you know, timeline. So, really, really, what are you talking about? I started the Popeye sandwich. No, and rent is absolutely too high for this to be some damn section. Well, I don't know how section. I guess they pay high rents too. I don't fucking know. But yeah, definitely not Big Mexican. But I'm pretty sure Big Mexican. It was one of your cousins who painted this apartment. I saw the maintenance man when I was moving in, and I've never seen your face, but I guarantee he looks just like you. I know it for a fact. But you know, it is what it is. I'm just glad to chop it up with y'all, man. I'm glad to, I guess, see y'all or however you want to call it. But it's you know what I'm planning to do is I can't say we're gonna get back on the everyday train. I still got a lot of things I need to take care of, but what I'm thinking is amping it back up, getting back to more than once a week. I'm gonna try to go live on days that there's no football. We'll start out like that. So I mean it's an odd schedule, but basically what is that, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, something like that. So I'm gonna try to make it shake something like that. I can't guarantee it'll always be. I'll try to be on top of. I'll try to be on top of. Well, Saturdays might be questionable too. 'Cause I think there's a Saturday game. Well, so I mean, some of it will be out, but you know, it is. I'm gonna try to get back to it. Like I say, things are gonna be a little bit more convenient. Like I say, it's still a lot of stuff to do, but it's a lot, man. You said they tested in 10 months before they released. Well, I'm telling you, I've been having the sandwich for a long time. Like I'm telling you, like y'all know this. I got pictures to prove it on the gram, and that was like a picture after I've been eating it for like 4 months. I'm not even. I don't want to talk about the sandwich. Now they're talking about bring your own bread, but let's talk about some shit. This is enough about me, because we talk about me later. I like talking about me a little bit, but let's talk about some things that have been going on in the world. Okay. And another thing, like I said, I got to think about as far as what I'm gonna do is like I don't know if I want to put the green. That's what I was saying earlier. I don't know if I want to put the green screen back up and kind of have it like that, or if I want to put up some. Yeah, I'm down with Review Bro, man. You know that's how I rock. We'll talk about 6ix9ine. We can talk about 6ix9ine. We can talk about Ti and his craziness. And we're gonna talk about a bunch of shit. But like I said, I don't know if I want to put the green screen back up and just kind of have the versatility of the backgrounds. And then I was thinking about maybe putting a bunch of, you know, text and stuff up on the wall. But then that's kind of weird for the den, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, you know, because it makes the den look weird. And if I just put some other random stuff, it just makes the sauce look weird. So I'm gonna figure something out. I haven't quite gotten it all together yet. But, fucked up, pick your own gender baby sandwich. They better, you know what I'm saying? So, like I say, it's something. It's something. But I'll probably end up doing the green screen thing, and then just kind of figuring it out from there. But Kanisha, what's the motherfucking deal? So, yeah, let's talk about it. Not Ti. Let's talk about 6ix9ine first. And here's the thing. I'm not mad at 6ix9ine. I know a lot of people are like, oh, 6ix9ine snitching. He's snitching. Fuck that. Okay? I'm not mad at 6ix9ine. These niggas supposed to be your partners, they supposed to be your people, they supposed to be all that stuff, right? Bill O'Brien size the green screen. Fucking, yeah, I definitely don't need to go with it. But I'm not faulting 6ix9ine, right? This dude got exploited, extorted, manipulated, and put in a situation. I'm not saying I'm co-signing what he's doing, but I'm not even mad at him because honestly, these dudes was gonna kill him. They were gonna kill him, right? That was the plan. They had evidence. They found that they was gonna kill him, and they was gonna do all that other stuff. So you can't talk about loyalty at this point because there ain't no loyalty, right? There's no loyalty. If you plotting on killing me, where's the loyalty go, right? You know what I'm saying? You motherfucking right, Big M. As soon as the stream is over with, I'm going to call ICE and send them your IP address. So, make what you want to of that. But, and I'm not talking about Vanilla Ice. But my thing is, 6ix9ine is cheesy, corny, terrible rapper. It is what it is. But my thing is just like, I'm not mad at it. Whatever you want to call it, these dudes act like they was your homie. But you could tell that dude was getting extorted off the rip. Like, to have the songs that he was having, the hits that he was having, and he was funny money. He was just real weird. Like, and real niggas wasn't gonna let him go out like that. And so, like I say, he's ratting on everybody, telling on everybody, giving up all the game. And so, it is what it is. They had him out there doing some little shit, trying to give him some street cred and all that other shit. But here's how it goes. If you basically they turned on him first. Do you know what I'm saying? You were trying to set him up to kill him. He's not no gangster. He ain't got no pull like that. Ain't nobody behind him like that. There was only niggas that was co-signing him because they found a way to make him big. So of course he's gonna rat. Of course he's gonna tell on everybody. And then they're gonna probably hide him. The government gonna hide him somewhere, and who knows where. But he's looking real bad, man. He's looking out there looking real bad. But said that from the day that he got arrested that he was gonna turn state's evidence, and that's what he did. He said he basically was snitching from the day he flipped. He flipped like the day they fucking picked him up, and so they had his court stuff. They were reading the court stuff today, and it was just like, well, interesting. So he snitched on the little trippy red nigga, and then he told on everybody. But again, I'm not mad at it. It is what it is. He got caught up in something. The dude's gonna kill him. He's scared for his life. I'm not saying that it is what it is, but we know he's not a real gangster. So what did you expect it was gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Man, they can get that shit off of there. They can clean that shit off. They can clean that shit off his face. I mean, they got the tattoo technology is advanced very well these days. They can clean all that shit up. Let's talk about T.I. for a little bit, and then I'll speak on that for a few minutes. And there's something else I want to talk about, but then I'll open up the line. We can take some calls, whatever's on your mind. Just good to hear from y'all. But again, like I said, I hope everybody is doing well. I hope life is treating everybody excellent. T.I. Now, what was it, the Revolt Summit type thing they had the other day, and they had Candace Owens over there, and she was saying some things, and that wasn't her environment to be in the first place. So I understand what she was trying to do, and I've already told you I'm not a big fan of Candace Owens or the activist T.I. So it is what it is. Like, T.I. needs to stick to rapping, and then I'm gonna say some things that may upset some folks, and then when we open up the line, yes, you can call in and speak your mind on it. But she was talking about, the Make America Great Again, and she was just kind of flippy floppy. She was kind of wishy washy. Like, I think she just kind of says things. I don't know. Like, again, like I say, I get what her premise is, but I've just never been a big fan. Something about her just seems a little fugazi. But T.I., goes in, well, when was America great? For black people. When it was, when they was hanging us, and when they was doing this, when they was doing, and he rants off a couple of times. When was the crack epidemic? And when he said that is when he fucked himself up. Because aren't you the guy who the only reason you're on that stage is because you made a career starting out selling drugs, crack, coke, whatever else to people. Then after that career, you made a second career making music about it. So if it wasn't for the crack epidemic, you wouldn't be sitting on that stage right there. You sure exploited the shit. You know what I'm saying? You still took advantage of the shit and ran with it. So now to be hypocritical about it is cool. And I know Professor Trill, I know what you're going to say. I know He said he made a song and apologized. But here's the deal. I look at it like this. If I stole $1 million from 1,000 people, right? If I stole $1 million from 1,000 people, and then I gave a homeless guy on the corner $10, you know, does that make me righteous now? Or am I the thief, or am I the philanthropist? Because the thing is, you did all that dirt, and now you want to be the guy that tries to tell people right from wrong, but you benefited off. The only reason you're here is because you benefited off that. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I don't really give a fuck what T.I. has to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything at all. Mick Fitz, what's the motherfucking deal? Like, I just don't want to hear activist T.I. Like, you built your whole career off selling niggas this bullshit. And if your music not only promoted the shit, but it encouraged the shit, right? You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, like, that's cool. I like music, T.I. I don't want to hear activist T.I. And if you let an activist T.I. tell you how to live your life, you're going down the wrong path. Now, Killer Mike was on that stage, and he said some things. Killer Mike is a guy that I like. I like about 80% of the shit he talks about. But it's some things that he talks about. Well, we're a little bit off the.
Dan Strong donated $10. Lost
You know what
me
I'm
with
saying?
that trap museum.
Oh,
More
shit.
hypocritical bullshit.
What's the motherfucking deal, Dan Strong? Say, I didn't even know a trap museum. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is wow? And that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, that's clown shit. You know, it's a bunch of clown shit. And the thing that I liked about Killer Mike and what he said, though, Killer Mike is a guy that tries to come with more solutions. You know, he has a bunch of barbershops. He owns some real estate and some things. I'm not saying a lot of these rappers, they own real estate. I'm not saying T.I. doesn't do good. I know he does. Like, he fixes up houses and things like that. But at the same time, stop playing this fucking victim mentality. Oh, you know, it's so bad for black people out here. Are there issues? Yes. Everywhere you go, there's going to be. In Africa, niggas is burning niggas in the middle of the street. Niggas, they look just like you. Anywhere you go, there's going to be a conflict, whether it's your skin, whether it's your religion, whether it's, you know, your sexuality. Whether there's a difference, people are going to find a way to exploit that and make it a major issue. Okay? So, my thing is this, right? Like I said, I'm saying trap museum, maybe I don't know, but I was like I say, I don't know nothing about the trap museum. That's crazy. That's awesome. That's not awesome. That's terrible. What is it like honoring the dope boys? What is that? I don't even know. But you know, my thing is this though. Like Killer Mike has a business philosophy, and to me, it's like I like the way he thinks when it comes to business. When he talks about blacks business and Second Amendment, you know, things of that nature. Some other stuff, I don't necessarily agree with, right? You know, some other things I really don't agree with. Stealing expensive ass kids, I don't know. Amber Alerts are very interesting, but again, like I say, it's just I just can't hear T.I. Like I can't hear T.I. It's a couple of them. Like it's just I don't know, man. It's just for some reason it's like yeah, when you live in high on the hog, you see a lot of these guys do that. Once they're music crew, once they're no longer relevant in the music industry, it's now I'm preaching to you. Now I'm some type of ambassador. Same thing with pimps. When pimps ain't no longer pimping, what do? They become fucking preachers. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something for the attention. You know. Like the Talcum X's of the world, you know what I'm saying? So T.I. killed me. I can't rock with that dude. Like you know, like I said, I lost all my respect for him when it came to the Wayne and Kanye stuff. Like you a gangster, all gangster this, gangster that, mine gangster this, gangster that. And you the first nigga going to social media calling these niggas. You got these niggas' phone numbers. You have their phone numbers. There's no reason to be putting all that shit out on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no respect for that. You know what I'm saying? And so again, man, I don't care. Don't nobody care about Atlanta. You need to do something for y'all traffic and y'all football team. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Uh, but let us get away from that. No, we ain't gotta go. We talk about it go too. But let me get prepped up here. I don't even know. I don't look. I don't even. Does the line still work? Let me see how this thing. I don't even know what button to push. You know what? That's what I need to set that up for. I need to set that up for that. That'll actually make that a lot easier. Put the right stuff here. You got the right one, baby. When Pepsi was a thing. Is Pepsi still a thing? It might be. I think Dr. Pepper took over. Still got it. Whew. I gotta make sure I ain't gotta sneeze again. It's the one thing I always try to avoid doing is sneezing on fucking camera. Yeah, but that's what happens when you have these celebrities, these superstars, even all these people. And once they've been so used to being so famous, and that dies out, it's the same thing that happens with a lot of these women. Like Tiny looks crazy. Who's the other? Who is the other chick I just saw recently? She looks crazy as cat shit. Had a bunch of work done. Had a bunch of oh my god, who the fuck was it? It was somebody I saw recently. They look crazy as hell. And they got a bunch of work done. Not just T.I.'s wife, but appreciate that. Thank you for the blessings. I guess I got to change that thing too. It's no longer in the garage. But yeah, all this fucking works. All this work and all this fucking stuff that has been done. Like it's crazy. Oh, I think one of the salt and peppers. Am I tripping? Is it one of the salt and peppers? Somebody. It's like I say. But what happens is, Lil Kim's Terror. She's been out of there. But what happens is, like I say, when these women they go Hollywood, when they get used to so much fame, they cannot accept the fact that you're aging. You're gonna get old. Everybody's gonna get old, man. Wow, Kevin Hart being sued for $60 million for what? I didn't even know about that. That's terrible. Well, I mean, I'm not a big Kevin Hart fan either way, so I guess I don't care too much. But what is he being sued for? Is it I'm sure Vince got some work done too. Yeah, I guess posting the number helps too. Let's see where we're at. Let me put the proper dilly dallies on here. Yeah, let me do some self promo. Just make sure it still works. Yes, make sure you're following at Den Show Live on Twitter. Make sure you're following the Facebook group at Den Show Live. I try to get, like I said, I've been on the Facebook page a little bit, and so if you're in there, y'all know I've been randomly talking about stuff. Den Show Live on Instagram also. I'm gonna start trying to get active with the podcast, especially for the Patreon folks. I'm gonna start doing some private podcasts for the Patreon supporters. Start doing something special for y'all. I've been working on this like I told you, this forum, and I kind of stopped because of the move and everything. But it's something because of the software that I'm using. It's some old weird shit, some I've never really fucked with before, and something's not working. Something with as far as like the emails are not being returned properly, and every time I uninstall it, then all the emails send, but then you can't sign up like that because then it's uninstalled. And so I'm gonna figure that all out and get it right. But with that being said about the Patreon, if you want to become a Patreon supporter, you can pledge to the Patreon at Denfolk.com. Like I said, we're finna get back on track. We're finna get back active, y'all. I can't leave y'all stagnant and stale like I had been. It's time to do some things much differently, get much more efficient. I'm feeling good though, even though, like I said, I lost a bunch of weight and all that other shit. I'm feeling good, feeling great. You feel like you look, nigga. Yes, and then put the number up. If you want to call the Den, 833-284-3336. Look, this should be in y'all phone, but y'all gotta lock it in. Y'all thought I wasn't coming back. Is that what it was? Y'all deleted me. Y'all deleted me out your contacts. And if you want to support the Den, you can donate at denjamins.com. I think if you put the www, it's gonna act up. Or you can go to what's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the Den this evening?
It's Dan, man.
Dan, the motherfucking man. What's on your mind, Dan? How you been, man?
I've been all right, man. Been all right. Just working. About to get up Navy soon. I already got accepted to a college back in Virginia, so I'm about to just roll from one thing into another. Forward progression.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. I appreciate you saying that. Now, Honcho, you mentioned about Ti. I think I got in a bit late because I was doing laundry, but it sounded like you were talking about that little conference that they had.
Yeah.
Was it with Candace Owens?
Yeah, it was like it was a couple of people they had up there. I think it was the Revolt conference or something. It was something. But yeah, Candace Owens was there. Yeah.
Okay, because my understanding was that he kept talking over. I haven't seen anything, so I can't speak intelligently about it. But it sounded like what I was reading from the comments is that he was talking over and making excuses for his message. And yeah, that's typical. It's mostly emotional men do that shit. You know, all that yelling and shit, emotionalism, trying to get your attention by emotion. And I am serious about that trap museum. They got characters of people sitting out like 40 ounces on the living room table and shit in front of a little broke ass TV, but everybody wearing platinum and bling on, living in trap house. It's an actual museum about the shit, and they're glorifying it. They're glamorizing the trap life.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. That trap lifestyle and the bandos, all that shit, that has caused about as much destruction to our people as the Democratic Party. And let sit on that. And then T.I.'s a full of shit, man. He's like Young Jeezy. See, Young Jeezy, now the thing with Young Jeezy is he recently sent one of his sons off to a very nice college. But here's the thing, though. Everyone knows how he made his money, being supposed dope boy, but people saying he snitched on, BMF, Black Mafia, people saying he was snitched. That's why he get hit up in them indictments that got a big meat and shit.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I can't prove that. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I mean, he got out of jail. Good for him. But he made money off of telling your kids to trap or die, Trap Motivation 101, which is my shit in college, I ain't gonna lie.
Man,
but I was in college. That shit that go in, man. Go crazy, boy. That shit was a monster.
Yeah.
But I knew it was just music. There's young dudes out there in Atlanta, wearing the snowman shirts and shit. That 2004, 2005. Some extra medium long ass tees and shit. There's people really about that life, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all full of shit. Yeah, LA right. They're all full of shit. They make their money to send their kids off to very nice colleges. Meanwhile, they tell your kids to sell drugs, abuse women, bitches ain't shit. And they mention that thing about them pimps that there, Bishop Don Magic One. That's a perfect example. This man is admitting to beat the shit out of his quote unquote hoes. And I've said before my opinion on pimping. It's disgusting. You're basically putting women on the street to die in the streets, catching diseases, getting beaten from random men, getting raped. But we're proud of this. This is part of the culture that needs to die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That whole trap museum lifestyle, it's a music museum. It's for us black folks. Y'all can have that museum. Y'all can have twerking, all this ignorant shit. I don't want none of that. I don't want that for my niece, my nephews, none of that. I want my nephews wearing extra long t-shirts, sagging their pants and shit like that on the street corners. I don't want my niece twerking on the goddamn videos. None of that shit. I want her on YouTube. I see my niece on YouTube. She better be doing some makeup shit. If I see anything else, someone's getting fucked up. The proceeds go to scholarships. I hope so. Get some good out of it. But it's just, why is this the only thing our people are trying to glorify? Why is this it? Like, we ain't glorifying the positive history we've had. It's like everyone's forgotten about. I remember when I was growing up in the 90s, you'd see things like like George Washington Carver, Booker T. Washington, back in the 80s, 90s. That's the kind of black people I'd see. And you'd see some rappers, stuff like that. You'd see guys like Kool Mo D and Dougie Fresh, but they were talking about killing people.
Exactly.
That was when rap was coming up. Now, what happened to that? Where's that gone? What? I don't see that no more. I don't get it.
I wonder too, because it used to be, people used to be braggadocious and boisterous, but they would say things in a way, and it may be, I wouldn't say demeaning, you could call it so, but it was just like, who's the man, but not, hey, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna wipe out your whole family. But the thing is now that a lot of these kids, especially who grew up on that, really believe that these guys were doing all that. And now, like, when you look at who's the little kid in Florida who killed his two friends, or so two people who was in his little group with him.
Melly.
Yeah, Melly.
YW Melly.
Yeah, and then so he killed these guys. I guess that to help boost his rap career, or again, like I say, you got the now that everything is so cold and cold blood. I'm not gonna blame it all on rap. A lot of it's your environment too, but a lot of these guys have gotten into the music. So you have a lot of these fakers out here, and then you have some of these guys who are really doing some off the wall stuff. And the kids don't know which is which nowadays. And you see, like you was talking about the little twerking thing. I seen a video the other day. It was actually kind of funny though. I don't know the song. I'm assuming it's Megan Thee Stallion because it sounds like something everybody sees talking about. But the little girl, she's in there doing some kind of stuff. It looked like she was about to start getting wild. But then I guess you got two little baby brothers in the background, and they were playing with the dog. The dog went crazy, and then they started fighting the dog. I guess messed up her dance routine or something. But it's just like I say the same thing myself. I saw the little one attempting to do anything like it would. Boy, it would be hell to pay. Like there's no way. I wish.
No.
I'm sorry. So yeah, it's absolutely not. But yeah, it's a sad state of affairs to where we are now. And again, like we justify, we make excuses for it, but in reality, it's a big problem. I don't think there's any excuse to give these people, because again, they probably, like you just said, these guys are telling your kids, oh, you ain't gonna never make it. Everything sucks for you. The only thing you can do is sell dope. The only thing you can do is pimp these hoes. The women are telling these girls go out there and fuck a bunch of dudes, and you ain't gotta love them. Just get your money, be a hoe and do all this other stuff, and then. It's, they're not doing that. They going home to their husband or wife. Well, who is it? Beyonce told everybody loves Beyonce. She told you put a ring on it, or all the single ladies or whatever. She was married at the time. So it's just like, come on, man. Like, how do y'all not see this? And it's just, but people get mad. I guess that people that, especially with black folks, the entertainment value is so great that they get offended when you talk about their entertainers. Like, come on, you got to separate the message from the people. And I think we have a hard time doing that as a whole, as a culture.
Yeah, man. And speaking about more drastic shit, what's that young dude? Lil K, TK, 55 years, man.
They got how much?
55 years.
52, shit.
TK, he's got 55 years.
Yeah.
It's cool. He's going to be up for parole in 27 and a half.
Oh, okay.
Shit like that. And at that, they finally get his ass. That's good. Okay, I was reading the chat comments. My apologies. It's just this culture is fucked up, man. And I remember I mentioned Tekashi 69, like Tekashi ain't black. I don't care about Tekashi. Well, he had a bunch of niggas around him, and guess what? He's snitching all them niggas.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, he may not be black, but he's adopting your culture, and he's making a lot of money off it. And then when shit goes rough, and niggas about to go to prison, he's gonna slide out that motherfucker, and he's gonna start doing reggaeton albums with Daddy Yankee and whatever the guy is. I mean, look, that's the shit on part 2 and shit. That's what it is. And yeah. So people can come into your culture, which I say is dysfunctional anyway, make a bunch of money, and then dip out. Like, and someone else mentioned all these record executives, Jimmy Iovine and Interscope. He made a lot of money off of Dre telling people, and I'm saying the beats are fire. I mean, still Dre is one of the most fire rap albums, fire songs. The Chronic Album 1, this shit's fire, but they ain't get a message, man. Dre's a billionaire off of that shit.
Yeah.
A billionaire. I mean, there's some business acumen too. I'm not shitting on him about that, but it started when NWA started at Compton. Fuck the police. We don't need to cooperate with the police. Meanwhile, we got these little 18-year-olds out here shooting up the streets over crack money, all this other crazy shit, shooting up houses. Bro, it's like, is this society? And by that I mean our people, because I am black. I know it's a shock. Are we going to evolve past this? Because if we don't, man, it's not going to be good, man. I sincerely believe that. I firmly believe that.
Yeah. I mean, the more and more I see, and I think the incident with the sandwich in Houston when they pulled a gun, that's where I really drew my line. I say I'm done with niggas. But when people are drawing guns over chicken sandwiches, I say I'm retired from all niggas after that. But I'm on a state where it's like, black folks, you gotta find other like-minded black people. You can't accept everybody into your circle. I know that offends some people. I know it upsets some people. But if as a culture you're going to change, and it still might not change, you might have to say fuck it. You might not be able to change the stigma, but you got to do what's best for yourself. And that's the type of person. I mean, I'm not like, look, I had my ways. I realized mistakes. I've done a lot of foolishness. I've tried to amend for a lot of things that I've done and move on and become a better person. And I'm not going to sit here and just, well, it was because of this. I was foolish. I knew better, but I still did it. I justified my actions, just like people now know better. There's so many more opportunities to do, but people justify their actions and accept it. Oh, it's just because. No, it's not just because. If you want better, you got to, do better. You got to change. You got to do what it takes. And so, again, that's why I don't make any excuses for anybody else, because I've been in that situation. So I know that you can reevaluate. But I think it's to the point where you just gotta start. I hate to say it, but you gotta start separating from certain people. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I got a very good. I'm glad you said that, because I know one person didn't separate. He stayed in the community, tried to help, and his name was Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
He's still reads that now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I gotta say. Look at that. Just we gotta be better, man. I don't understand it, bro. But I see it's about 10 minutes. I don't want to hold up the line. I don't have a tumbler right now, but I just want to, fall back and let someone else call in. But, man, do you think, Honcho? I support you, man. Please subscribe to his Patreon so, he can, quit his day job, just have time, do some chats and shit,
Man, look,
some discussion.
I've been in the background working on some strategies and thinking on some things. So, like I said, my goal is to provide a lot more content, like especially for the Patreon folks and everybody who's been supported. So, trust me, it's gonna be we gonna get back in the swing of things real soon.
Yeah, man, do what you got to do, man. I got you. I support you, brother. So just have a good night. Then you have a good night. Go ahead and chew up what I said. I already know what it's coming. I already know what it is. I enjoy it.
Already, Dan the man.
Hey,
Man, I
good night,
appreciate
man.
you. All right, shout out to Dan the man. I appreciate the call, man.
Absolutely, sir. Have a good night.
No, you too. Already, that's what I'm talking about. The Denline on fire as soon as we can start. Danny B. Moore, what's the motherfucking deal? 6ix9ine has 2 or 3 songs, man. Big M, I wish if I did. Oh man, I'd never get off the internet. I'd never leave the internet if I could get. If I had the food stamp hustle like some of these people I know a person who makes good money, $40-$50 an hour, and they are on public assistance. I'm not even gonna say no more with that, but it is what it is. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
You know who it is. I just couldn't make it first tonight.
Oh,
Second's okay.
Okay. Well, Miss Bell, the bell has rung. Classes in session. How are you, Miss Bell?
Good. I got to do a shout out to Big M because he knew I was going to be the first one in. But hey, sometimes you hit it, sometimes you don't. You want things to talk about? What about? Isn't there a tropical storm supposed to be hitting the Gulf Coast?
Yeah. I'm actually where I'm at. We're getting a little bit of rain. I don't know how bad it'll be. They're talking about around here that the schools might get canceled tomorrow. Of course, the little one loves that. The old lady had me bringing in supplies, like we're gonna get some bad weather or something like that. I'm like, I don't know. But again, I guess it's better because when Harvey came through, I had no idea that like there was even a hurricane coming until I seen the store sold out everything. So I guess it's smart to be ahead of the game, and so we went and got some stuff, and so just in case. But yeah, it's supposed to be something hitting this way. I don't know what it's called, if it has a name or a number or whatever. I have no idea.
On a slightly side note, this is the 15-year anniversary for Ivan, which means next year is the 15-year anniversary for Katrina.
Damn, it's been that long. I guess it has, man. Cause oh damn, I'm an old man now. Oh,
Well, just knowing because I had survived through living in Florida through Ivan and Katrina and a few others after that. But so just dealing with weather. What about the Democratic parties in your town?
Man, I did not watch it. I did not watch a minute of it, and I wanted to. I did not watch a minute of it. It was a lot going on around here though, because somebody had hired a plane, I guess, to fly a Trump 2020 banner over there. Yeah, they had them over there at TSU, the HBCU, which I found very interesting. But I did not watch a minute of it. And I've been telling myself I was going, once everything kind of got settled down, I was going to sit down and try to go maybe find a replay of it. But I didn't see anything, so I have no idea what they were talking about, what kind of tomfoolery was going on.
I didn't get a chance to watch it either. I don't think that I've even decided, because I think it's going to take a few more things before I can show up any candidate to begin to tell you the truth. Because right now it's all just sparring. It's not actually getting in the boxing ring. It's just all prepping and figuring out who's going to be the last two duking it out. But other than that, not too much. I have missed y'all so damn much. It's been a trip. The other reason that I like to get it in early is because I'm on the East Coast, so we're already an hour ahead of you guys. So we're already going into midnight before you guys even hit 11 o'clock.
Okay.
So sometimes when y'all are on at 2 in the morning, it's 3 in the morning here. And those are real hard get-ups in the morning.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah, I'm
do
the
what we
same
gotta
way.
do. Somewhere I'll get a 10-minute nap.
Oh, man.
But, I also completely agree with you, is the fact that if you need to be a success, you can't always stay with your racial makeup friends, because it doesn't mean that they've got your back. It's not betrayal. It just means you've got to be where people think in the path that you're wanting to succeed in. I grew up in, I know a couple of people who are just stick in the muds, and it's like they were born in the same town, and they've gone to the same schools, and they are living in their parents' home, and they've never moved, and they've got this sort of stick in the mud attitude. And as I've traveled and met people, I have all kinds of friends of all different nationalities and religions and different things. But one of the things that I am so grateful for and appreciative of is that we're like-minded.
Yeah.
And that's more about intellect than it is about skin tone, which is exactly what in my estimated guess, that people generally want anyway.
I don't think so. I think you have certain people who are going to value certain things because of experiences or what they've been taught, and I think that you miss out on opportunities when you do that. But I do believe that it's more about the like-minded people that you are around, as opposed to just because what is they say your skin folk ain't always your kinfolk, meaning that the people who look like you don't always have your best interest. Because like I say, some of the people that look just like me have done some of the biggest dirt to me. You know what I'm saying? Done some of the most foul things. You know. As far as interaction.
Being the minority white person in the group, I can honestly say whites do the same shit. That doesn't change because of ethnicity. That's a human sociology kind of shit thing that happens across the board. And this is again where whites and blacks are more alike than they are different. I have had the opportunity in the last couple of weeks to listen to a lot of audiobooks. And there was a black woman who did a memoir of her marriage to an Italian guy. And it talks about her going back to Sicily with her daughter and da-da-da-da-da, and how even among the white culture, there is a huge disparity among how you're treated.
Yeah.
And it's something that I know that I probably make a mountain out of a molehill in this group, but I also need it to be understood that African Americans, blacks, are not the only ones that discriminate among their own race. It just doesn't really ever get talked about. Now, I'm not advocating for it, but I just need it to be out there so people understand that they're not the only ones. And anyway, that's probably about all it for tonight. And shout out to Miss Grace, shout out to all the girls and even the guys in the den. It's just been, I'm so glad we're all back together.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yes, Miss Bell, I've missed you too, and the rest of the Denfolk. And it is always good to hear from you. I'm not gonna lie, before I got started I was a little tired, but once we got going, once the people get, it's like the energy picks up just seeing everybody and knowing how throw it off we all are a little bit, and just how we come together, and this the culture of the den is always so good. Definitely got my energy levels a bit higher, and it's so good to hear from you. So I appreciate you calling in.
And just to throw out, sometimes it's really good to give us a quick heads up about topics, so that if we want to do research or if we want to, give a quick opinion about something, that it kind of lets us be able to give an educated answer rather than something completely off the cuff too. I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but I'm just kind of throwing that out there.
I'm gonna be honest. Tonight I had no idea what to talk about.
It's all good. Glad to have y'all back. We're good to talk to everybody. It was just kind of a one to ponder.
Okay. All right. Well,
now you got any questions for me?
All right, I got one question for you, because I've been asking people a lot lately, and I know you're not in the Houston area. Where is the best burger that you have ever tasted?
At home.
Really?
Yeah. Only because of the fact that I have either gotten them like really overcooked or really undercooked, or the mayonnaise didn't taste quite right, or just whatever it was. Sometimes a homemade burger is better than any restaurant one I've ever had.
Okay.
And I don't eat a whole lot of red beef anymore, so, it's not that I don't. It's just that it's probably been about 5 or 6 years since I've had a really good burger.
Okay. All right, just curious.
And I'm not getting caught up in all that chicken hype. So my daughter, in fact, it was funny because she doesn't listen to the program, but she's like, "We got to do Chick-fil-A." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever," and it's fine. It's not anything that I would stand in line for more than maybe 2 minutes, but it is what it is. Because you turn that corner and then somebody's going to have a new burrito or they're going to have a new pizza, or there's always something going to be bigger and better.
Yes.
Now, you said something about TI, and I kind of want to talk about that for a second.
Okay.
Because I think what it is that when somebody either in music or somebody in, I call it like customer service business kind of things, when you come to the end of where you've maxed out, you need to reinvent yourself, especially if you work in the entertainment field. And I'm not saying he didn't start out as a drug dealer or any of that thing. Somebody had commented that his father owned like 3 car dealerships. The point is that if you've earnestly earned your street cred, then that should carry you some way, but you still have to be able to be a good music maker in order to carry the rest. If you're floating completely on bullshit, then at the end of the day, you will sink to the bottom of the ocean. It's just going to take a while.
This is true. This is true.
So
And again,
I'm
like
just
I say,
throwing that out.
yeah, and he was an intelligent guy. Like I said, I'm not denying he's always been an intelligent guy. He makes good music and everything else. It's just the new version. I'm cool on that. I'll stick to the musical. I don't want to hear his opinions on life. I'm all right on that.
I agree with you. It's like I like Tyrese's music, but I can't stand his whining.
That's tough.
He's honest. And I know that, was it Black Rose that kind of bombed out? But on the same note, it was probably one of the most truthful albums I've heard in a really good long time.
Oh, word! I didn't even know it came out, so I'm definitely missing out on that one.
Yeah, that's been out for a couple of years, actually.
Okay. Yeah,
that's why I said it kind of seemed to have bombed, because there was a few people that it Rotten Tomatoed, even though I don't know if they even do it for music, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, that's kind of all it. Oh, yeah. Okay, while I'm here, what's the difference between house music and trap music? Because
see, this is where it gets sketchy. Because house music is some form of like electronic dance music, and then there's a trap version of electronic dance music. But the trap music that we're speaking of is more of it's not the EDM. It's like a southern sound, kind of heavy out of Atlanta, a lot of bass. I don't know exactly what. It's just drug dealing and bass. That's basically all
we
it
used
is.
to call thumping music.
I guess you would call it that, something like that.
Well, I'm kind of from the way back when it was, Run DMC, and I go back way to the beginning of the rap coming out. So there was a lot of bass in it back then, and I'm sure it's changed. It has changed a lot. One of the things that I don't find is that it's as much storytelling as much as it is exploiting.
Yeah, there's definitely a huge difference.
And that's the sad thing, is that, the other thing is Nicki Minaj is set to retire because she wants to have kids. Well, hey, you were throwing current events out. I figured I'd throw that one out too.
Yes, that's an interesting situation. I guess I don't know. You can't rap and have children. I don't know how that works.
Well, the thing is there's a lot of energy, and when you're pregnant, it's definitely a temporary medical condition. But obviously, the children will be there for lifelong. But some people can handle it, and some people just want to be able to have that privacy.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of celebrities that raise their children in the public eye. And that's not always easy on the kids and the families either. The other thing I want to say is that, in general, we all live our life in a fishbowl, whether we want to recognize it or not. People see what we do. It just may not always be commented on. It may not always be acknowledged. But if we're out in public,
Prepaid Mike
people see the
donated
shit that we do.
$20. Good
We
to
just
hear
don't
from you,
always
my
wanna
brother.
Take a conscious effort to say, is somebody going to check me out for what I'm doing?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's one of the things that kind of irks me is, like, behavioral-wise. You know, people's behavior has just gotten really cold and just downright rude.
Yeah, I
People
agree.
would rather apologize than just have good manners. And I guess that might be me just being a little bit old-fashioned, but you know what? There's something right with stepping up and showing some integrity.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. You know, and like
And
I
I
said,
think that's ageless. So, okay, now that I've had my rant for the night, I will let you go and listen to everybody else chime in and do their thing.
already will, Miss Bell. Like I said, it's good to hear from you, and I'm glad you called in this evening.
Good for y'all to be back.
All right.
Night.
Good night. Shout out to Miss Bill. Shout out to Prepaid, man. Appreciate the love. I know everybody been asking where Prepaid been because the last couple that we did have were on Fridays, and I remember you saying something like that was date night or something like that. So I figured that he was occupied. But man, it's good to hear from Prepaid, man, knowing that you're all good, man. Yeah, but like I say, the Nicki Minaj thing is funny too, though. Again, because like I said, Nicki, she's a little bit up there, and I know in this day and age, it's not too old. There's medical things. I'm sure you got all kind of fertility stuff that you can do. But the reason why I say that, I saw somebody say she'll be back, and I agree that she will be back because as much as she's going to enjoy that family and all that other stuff, she may try to reinvent herself and do something. But all that worldwide attention and all that, she's not going to be able to go too long without all that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, and so it's just like she's eventually going to want to have some of that. What's going to happen is she's going to see some of these younger chicks coming up getting a lot of this attention, and she's going to be like, that was me, I started that, or I did this, or I did that, or I brought that back, or whatever, because the Kims and the Foxies, they started that. But whatever happened to women who could rap with integrity, though? Like, why is it only, all right, Shannon, get your bland food habits, your bland eating habits, whatever it is that you do. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling in to the den this evening?
What's good, Honcho?
Man, Prepaid, what's the motherfucking deal? It's so good to hear from you, man. How you been?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I can't complain. And for anybody who's looking for me, man, Friday is date night in my house. I get rid of the kids on Friday, man. Just about us.
Okay.
I'm a trash father, so I would like to get rid of my kids all the time, truthfully. So that's just me.
Okay.
Bruh. First and foremost, man, I'm so happy to hear from you. I don't know what's going on with your Wi-Fi connection, but that shit is crystal clear. I'm hearing you well because the last time we was on, it was real spotty. So you done did something over there good. Something good happened over there.
Oh, yeah, did a couple of upgrades, changed little things, got a little closer to the modem. So instead of operating in the garage, like I said, I done relocated across town, so everything is set up a little bit different. So hopefully, everything will be good to go from this point forward.
I like that. You over there shining, baby. Now tell me this.
All right.
Did you see this Revo shit with Diddy?
Man, that's what I was going to ask you your thoughts on. I wanted to know how you felt about that.
Okay. First and foremost, for those of you who hadn't watched the whole thing, I think it's like an hour and maybe 10 minutes long. Watch the whole thing.
Okay.
It's something I commend Diddy on this because it's something that should have been happened. Too many times I'm hearing black people say, "Oh, I don't want to hear about politics." Legislation affects us more than any other person. So if you don't know something, you don't understand some things, tune into something like this where you can get some information from it, so it can enlighten you. Now, once I seen they announced, well, first and foremost, oh boy, Jeff Johnson or whatever his name is, the nigga who had the iPad, I hate his guts. I never liked him when he was back on BET, back in the Gap. I never liked his ass anyway. He used to have dreadlocks. He used to be on all the time. I never liked that nigga. So they should have got rid of him because you can't be a moderator, but then you have strong opinions against certain sides.
Yeah.
That don't work. Second of all, listen, y'all stop bringing Clifford Harris to intellectual shit. Stop bringing Clifford to shit. Clifford don't have nothing to give to y'all. And if y'all know who Clifford Harris is, that's T.I. He don't have nothing intellectual to get at y'all. Saying big words in a rap song ain't gonna help you out in none of these debates. And then on top of it, he brings the element to shit that just wastes your time. He don't have nothing to give to you. He has no substance. But so when Candace Owens is trying to get a point across, he talking on top of her.
Yeah.
That's silly, bro. And then people cut up snippets and says, T.I. destroys Candace Owens. No, nigga. He's sitting back talking on top of her.
Yeah.
If you ain't going to let somebody get their point across, that's not a debate. Now, the crazy part about it was, I know Candace Owens being a conservative, niggas are just destined to hate her guts, and I'm fine with that. So when I actually watched the whole Revo video, I watched the whole thing, and after I watched it the first time, I said, well, let me go check the comments. I seen about 1,000 comments saying, I never liked Candace Owens, but she's dropping so many gems in this video. I never could side with Candace Owens, but damn, she bringing the truth to us. And it's all worth it. It's all worth it from that standpoint. Now, I'll say this about Killer Mike. You've had a conversation about Killer Mike. I think Killer Mike is very intelligent. I think Killer Mike is on point with a lot of shit. But Killer Mike likes to sugarcoat shit also. When he's going on his tangent about how it's 13% of us and we don't own anything, and you know what I'm saying, Black America only owns like 3, I forgot the amount of money he said it was, 3 whatever amount. That's all fine and dandy, Killer Mike. But you need to come out and talk about the 72% of us that commit United States crime also. You can't sit up here and complain about police brutality and can't complain about legislation that's fucking us up, putting us in jail if we committing 72% of the fucking crimes. That's the problem. That's what it all boiled down to. Now, I do like the fact that, well, I don't like the fact, but I like the fact that Killer Mike had to stand up and tell people, hey, man, while Candace Owens is speaking, shut the fuck up. When Katrina is speaking, shut the fuck up. These are black women. Let our women speak. It don't matter if you agree or not. And once black people get to a point where we can actually have a decent conversation without cutting each other off, we're going to move forward as a country. Exactly. Now, he's very enlightened from that standpoint. Now, Clifford rubs me the wrong way. Clifford holds no weight. What black people need to realize is Clifford can never be a part of, anything that's going to boost black people because Clifford is a black elitist. Yeah. They just feel like he's a part of one of them because he comes from the streets, and that don't really hold no weight. All of us come from the streets. That shit don't hold no weight. Yeah. But it was one person that popped up during the revolt, something that really just made me fucking angry. And that was that piece of shit, black, stealing from the hood ass Jay Morrison. This nigga done stood up and said, we need to come together with an agenda and decide if we're going to get our own flag. Wow. If you don't sit your black ass down somewhere, why in the fuck is black people in America need their own flag, you retard? We are American citizens, you idiot. The Civil Rights Act of 1886 assures us our rights fully to the Constitution. Why would we need our own Constitution? We're not getting reparations because we don't have our own flag. We need a seat at the UN. So what they going to have a seat and say, hey, okay, we got the Americans here, but we need the nigger Americans to come out also. Let's get a chair for the nigger American. What? See, this is what, listen, y'all, and I ain't got no beef with felons. Look, I got a lot of felons in my family. Felons pay my bills every month. Listen, y'all, it's okay to pull back. Stay in your lane. Stop going on TV saying dumb shit like that. What type of, this nigga said we need to have our own flag. To do what, nigga? To do what?
That's wild.
It was just a lot, man. For any of y'all who haven't watched it, I wish that y'all would watch shit like this so we can have conversations about stuff like this, man. But overall, I feel like it was very much needed because Candace being so intelligent and her being a black conservative, we're not monolithic people. Black people can have their own political views. I don't matter if you agree with it or not, but we need to have these conversations. We need to be able to sit down with each other and bounce ideas off each other and decide what's best for black America, what's best helping our people moving forward, regardless of how your political views go on or whatever. On the lighter side, please tell me you didn't watch the Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know I watched that. I watched it the day it came out. I happened to be up late that night, and it popped up on the screen. I forgot what I was doing that morning. It was about 5 a.m. I said I was finna go to bed. Now I'm gonna stay up and watch this. I loved every minute of it.
Every fucking minute of it. Now tell me this: did you get a chance to catch Bill Burr's Paper Tiger?
No, I saw. I was gonna watch that today, but I heard somebody talking about it. I heard who was it, Whitlock or somebody like that was talking about it. And
You need to, if y'all ain't watched Bill Burr, it's called Paper Tiger.
Yeah.
Y'all need to check out Bill Burr. His shit follows perfectly with Dave Chappelle shit. I'm talking about, if y'all ain't watched those, man, that's back to back, 2.5 hours, 3 hours of pure tears, bro. Bill Burr is a fucking, you can tell he married to a black woman, bro, because he gonna have you in tears, bro.
Yeah,
this
I've been
motherfucker
a
had
Bill
me
Burr
rolling.
fan. I've always been a fan of Bill Burr.
Bill Burr's he's fucking hilarious. I mean, he is flat out. This white boy is flat out hilarious, bro. But it's with PC culture and everybody being so triggered and being so oppressed by it and the oppression and all. This is what we need because if we can't have nothing else in America, we got comedy.
Exactly.
If your motherfucker can't laugh, if we can't laugh at our own pain, bro, I don't want to live here no more. I don't want to be anywhere where I can't laugh at how fucked up the world is. So for any of y'all, man, look, man, just check it out. Check those two out, man. If you don't like Dave Chappelle, it don't matter. He's still gonna have you laughing at it because Dave's just a funny motherfucker.
Exactly. What you think about? Did you hear your boy? I guess I would say the pot calling kettle black. D-Ray calling out Sean King, basically talking about he's what's the word he said? He basically wrote an essay about him. You know, talking about.
Well, of course, because you know Sean King got that award from Rihanna.
Yeah. Then just
So,
got one from Oprah too. He got a scholarship from Oprah to what is that, Morehouse or over there? Now?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So the problem is all these motherfuckers are poverty pimps. But the problem is that Sean King rose to the top faster than D-Ray did. And you know, one thing about a gay black man, you not finna outstyle them. They not going for that. So now all of a sudden, he want to write articles and try to out Sean King. Y'all was in it together, bro. Both of y'all was scamming off the top. I don't want to hear that out of you, because if Sean King was this scumbag, why was you kicking it with him when the shit went down in Ferguson?
Exactly.
If the nigga was that bad, why was you down there with the Baltimore shit? Everybody knows Sean King raised his money and then disappears when it's time to distribute the money. You was right there raising it with him. Come on, man, stop that. There is no honor amongst thieves. That's just the law of the land. So I don't want to hear that shit about how no good he is now. We've been through taco mixes with the shits. We've been through that. I'm supposed to be surprised now? Don't get mad because Sean King won, baby. Don't get mad. Get even. You need to get you some awards. Get your awards up, nigga. Listen, y'all, and to you niggas who, man, Sean King ain't that bad. I don't want to hear nothing out of y'all. You wokey wokes, I don't want to hear shit out of y'all, because y'all the reason this happened. Another white man infiltrated the system because of y'all.
Man.
So I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't want to hear D-Ray, little sweet faggot ass. I don't want to hear none of that shit. It's your fault. Because hey, if you will line your pockets with this man, you can't sit back here and decide now all of a sudden, since all the food gone, he ate it all. No, nigga, y'all ate that shit y'allself. Ain't no more money in think pieces. Ain't no more money for getting on Twitter and posting fake stories about racism. It's too many people doing it now. Now they're starting to eat themselves. Ain't no more money in that shit.
That's the
you know what I'm
thing.
saying? So it is what it is.
And people have been saying for years that people would have been paying attention. Sean King was stealing a lot of them pieces from black women, and that's what people ain't want to hear. So it's like, you know, it is what it is. He came up basically on the backs of black women. A lot of people don't want to hear, though, if you say something negative about Sean King, you know, you're the bad guy. He's trying to help. No, he's not. He's exploiting y'all. He's been exploiting y'all since he had a mullet.
That's all he was doing it from. Listen, one thing about a motherfucking wolf. When a wolf show you his teeth, he ain't a fucking fox. He showed you his teeth a long time ago.
Yeah.
He been showed it to you. If you are raising $800,000 for whatever cause, and the family tell you they ain't seen 1/10 of that, that tells you all you need to know. But what did y'all do? Man, Sean King fighting for us, man. He got our back. That's a good brother. He not a brother, number one. Number two, if all he doing is presenting to you the negative shit in the world, he doing it for a reason. If all he telling you about is the pain and tragedy going on in the black community, look, bro, something ain't right with this person. If he gonna prophesize off your pain and you gonna keep supporting him, why the fuck stop? Truth be told, now that everybody mad at Sean King, I'm starting to support the nigga. Man, get that money. Fuck what they talking about, Sean. Get that money. These niggas bullshit. Get the scholarship. Get you another award, nigga. Tell Beyonce to give you an award. Get this money, man. Get this money. Now, Honcho, I've been on for a while, man. But you know, we ain't had a chance to talk since Jay-Z took care of business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Since
Oh man.
8 to the years old.
Oh man, shit! What had Meek out there starting off, kicking the season off, huh? Had Meek opening up the show.
Meek doing dreams tonight, man. This is prison reform, but this. Woo, baby. Woo. This is the prison reform. They got me doing dreams and nightmares. Hey man, get your what they call the woke aware. Get your woke aware. Hey, niggas getting killed in the street. Get your woke aware. Nigga told Cap, get your ass off that knee, nigga. We gotta sell some t-shirts. Get your ass up. Come on now. Shit, we got things to do. I don't want to hear shit from you niggas, man. This was always coming.
Yeah.
It's always about that bottom dollar, baby.
That's the thing.
I'm just what they call me, Honcho. They call me you the coons. We just the coons that told you it was coming. That's all that is. Now you got to act like you surprised. I can't believe Jay did this, man. I had no idea he would do this to us. What you mean to us, nigga? How you think he paid for all the motherfucking private jets and cars and shit, man? Jay-Z told y'all on the Blackout, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Let me handle my business. Damn. Hey, wake up, baby.
Yeah. Man, look, you put it to you in your face.
And then had the audacity to tell Travis Scott not to perform at Super Bowl.
Man, and that's the thing that blew it all to me. It's like, how you gonna tell you just what was it a couple of months ago? Told niggas don't fuck with the NFL, don't perform, don't do this. Now you done got you the music director now, the halftime show man or whatever it is that he is. You know, now people swear he finna buy a team because he's a halftime show director. I mean, I didn't know that was. I didn't know there was a process.
Let me tell you something, man. You know, I don't fuck with Cap and that whole fake movement. That's never been my thing. If you want to support it, support it. The only time, and you know, I'm a huge Jay-Z fan, my favorite rapper. I lost all respect for him when it comes to the Travis situation. You never tell another man and don't do something to feed his family. You turn around and do the same exact thing.
Exactly.
Never. If you had any conversations in the NFL, you never tell Travis Scott not to go out there and feed his family. That man got kids like you got kids. That man got a wife like you got a wife. How dare you do some shit like that? See, that's what selling out means. That's what, see, y'all keep calling everybody a sellout. That's some sellout type shit. Yeah. If you don't support Cap, you don't support Cap. It is what it is. I mean, I know you wore the nigga jersey. A lot of niggas wore the nigga jersey. You know, it's a part of getting your likes up. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You want the wokey to come like Instagram posts. I get it. But don't ever tell a man to not support his family. You turn around and do the same fucking shit. And the bad part about it, you did it 10 times worse. I have no respect for people like that. No respect at all. But I'm gonna let somebody else get on this phone call, man, to everybody. Damn, man, I miss y'all. I'm gonna fuck with y'all. I'm gonna get with y'all in the chat.
Already prepaid, man. Appreciate you coming through, man.
All good, bro.
All right, I'm cool. Already, I see Professor Tree understood in the building. Yeah, and only one line I agree that we are all different shades, man. You know, you ain't gotta put too much stock into certain things. I know we got history and we all have different cultures. I think you gotta appreciate your culture and you know, strive off of that. But at the same time, be aware of your history, but don't live in it. That's kind of the way I look at it. Like, I'm aware of a lot of the things that have taken place, the atrocities and the unfortunate circumstances that we've gone through. But at the same time, you can't let that be a stumbling block. But you're talking about different shades. Yes, I turned several different shades just over the weekend. Being out in that goddamn sun. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the Denline this evening?
You got Professor Trill. What's up, Honcho?
Professor Trill, what's the motherfucking deal? What's on your mind, Professor Trill? How you feeling this evening, man?
First of all, I'd like to apologize because I'm a bit under the weather, unfortunately.
Okay.
I called to respond to some of these outlandish calls and stances that some of y'all motherfuckers have taken this evening. First of all, the very first call, what was his name? Big M?
Was it Big M call first? No, that was Dan the man
was
call
it
first.
Big M?
No, Dan called first.
Dan. Oh, that's even worse. Dan. I really can't get on you, bro, because we all guilty of the same shit. We all hypocrites. All of us. We sit up here and we preach how we want the better for our people, but we still listen to the trap music shit. Look, we've all done it, and you can't say that there ain't artists out here that are, you know what I'm saying, that aren't conscientious rappers. They out there, but we not buying their albums, bro. We not listening to that shit. We listening to trap music because that's what's popping. That's what we like. That's what's jamming. You know what I'm saying? And he even mentioned it himself. He listened to it in college. Why didn't he mention somebody like Common or Black Thought or Talib Kweli, you know, et cetera, you know, other rappers like that? because that wasn't what was popping at the time. That wasn't what getting him in the mood that he wanted to get in. So you can say that you want to denigrate that, but yet you still participating and funding it yourself. So again, we're all guilty of it. So you really can't have that stance. You can't denigrate that man for doing it when you supporting him for doing it. So how you gonna talk down on him? Now, I'm gonna say this again. I really can't argue with a lot of y'all points, but it's just like you're not painting the complete picture. Everybody knows T.I. started out in the dope game, and I get what you said about what he said when he said the crack era. You was right about that, Honcho. I can't defend him on that one. You got him there. But the Candace Owens thing, and he said that he didn't watch the thing, but he heard some comments or people said that T.I. just kept talking over. And then he said, well, that's some typical female male shit. Look here, bro. Candace Owens tried to Honcho him. Whenever I make a point to Honcho, or whenever I ask Honcho a question, how he starts off on another tangent trying to come around to, she never tried to answer.
See, man, sometimes it takes time to get to the point, man. Sometimes, you gotta.
Here you go again. Here you go again. You try to Honcho me again. And see, you got this thing, Honcho. You never directly answer the question. The way it works is somebody asks you a question, you answer the question, and then you back up the question with reasons or logic to why you feel that way or why you chose that answer. She started out on one tangent and then stopped and then flipped on another tangent, and then she got cut off by the crowd first. And then he was just like, he asked her the question again. Which era are you talking about? Yeah. And then she goes in to complain about the people complaining instead of answering the question. Look, she went there knowing that the people wasn't going to like her in the first place. Yeah. So you should have expected the people to react the way they did to pretty much anything you was going to say. So just fuck what they feel like. Just hit them with the truth. Just come out with the facts. Now, here's the problem I have with her. And I agree with T.I. in this situation. It's like, I can listen to this lady and I can see that she's smart. But sometimes smart people have this thing where they can't see what the fuck's right in front of them. I know because I do it all the time. Sometimes the simplest shit perplexes me the most. The most complicated things I can figure out very quickly. If you stand behind a man who has a slogan, he wears a hat, sells merchandise, says the slogan all the time, you think that you would have a reason why that slogan makes sense already ready, you know what I'm saying, and ready to pull it from the hip. She did not have that. And that's a question that she should really ask herself. Why wasn't I prepared for that question, which is one of the most basic questions? Okay, if you support this man and you support what he's saying, explain why you support that. Why does that statement make sense to you? And she couldn't do it. That's a problem. Off rip. And that's why when he said, she said, well, he said, because you started with some bullshit. You started to try to talk about something that was completely away or around the way to answer the question because you did not want to confront the question directly. That's a problem. Whenever you start doing shit like that, when you start avoiding the question, and Honcho, you know very well, hey, yo, Noah, you know how that shit feels. It pisses people off. People want to start tuning you out like, okay, you can't take this motherfucker serious. Yeah. If you can't answer a simple question, and that was a very simple question, it wasn't complex at all. What do you mean by this phrase? What does this phrase mean to you? That's a very simple question. And you can't answer it and wasn't prepared to answer it, people want to tune you out. You're already in a hostile environment. So she should have expected that. That's just what I'm saying. All the other shit you said about Tip, I can't even. You got him there. I ain't got nothing. Now, Killer Mike, I got sent the video by my best friend. He said, dog, when this dude started speaking, he said, I thought it was you. He said, because it sounds like some shit that you would say. And the way he said it is the same way you would have said it. And he said it's something that, because we talk, and he said something you talk about all the time. people steadily fighting over Democrats and Republicans when neither one of them want the best want the best for you. You pick the one that's a better option, but neither one of them is really a good option. Option C would be better, is to try to start your own shit and try to make it fit all the way around instead of just half-assed or just good enough. All right, that's good enough to get by, or okay, that's good enough for me, I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like settling. When you know that one side is full of shit and so is the other side. So why don't you start your own shit? Be independent, have independent thought, and that's what I think is wrong with a lot of people. It's always A or B, black or white. You know what I'm saying? But there's a gray area in the middle to where it makes sense, and nobody fits all the way on the black side, and nobody fits all the way on the white side. Everybody is always some variable of that. But when you just take this staunch stance of one side or another, and your side is always right, and this side is always wrong, that's never true. It's never true. And when you're not willing to admit when your side is wrong, and when you're not willing to admit when the other side is right, that's also a problem. And that's what Killer Mike was saying. He was like, look, y'all might not agree with her all the time, but some of the shit she's saying is absolutely true, it's absolutely correct. Some of the shit the Tip said was true and correct. Some of the shit she said was some bullshit. Some of the shit he said was some bullshit. Yeah. Excuse me. What we have to do is filter through the bullshit and just stick to the truth and the facts to see what works and what can we do to make shit better. But everybody's always arguing the bullshit, and that's the problem. That's the problem.
Okay. Yeah, and that's what I say. That's what I like with Killer Mike. Like I said, with Killer Mike, from a couple of places, he did an interview. I want to say with Joe Rogan. It was real good. I want to say he went on the Breakfast Club and had one. The thing that killed me with the Breakfast Club though is because anytime any nigga on there talking some real shit, DJ Envy always got to try to compare. DJ Envy got like his name is perfect because he's envious of every nigga that come on there talking some real shit. If a nigga come on there talking some foolishness, you know, some old bullshit, yeah, he with it. But if a nigga come on there talking business and being Envy got to prove that he's a smarter businessman than everybody or some shit for some reason. I don't know that his that he just has it more figured out than everybody else. My sons, you know, they be in the hood, but you know they go to night school. Man, like, look, Envy, you ain't got nothing to prove. What are you worried about? Like, what is it that you feel like you got to prove to people? You know what I'm saying? It's just something about that dude I can't stand. But don't get away from what I'm talking about. But Killer Mike has always been very interesting to me because I've known his music and I know some of the little offshoot stuff that he's done. But then when I actually started listening to some of his ideas and the way that he moves and the way that he operates, and I think he credits a lot of it to his old lady for kind of getting his mind right on a bunch of shit. So, like they say, always behind a strong man is always a strong woman. So, shout out to Killer Mistress or whatever the fuck her name is, I don't know. But for being a part of that. But yeah, I've always liked what he's talked about. And I can agree with that. And that's why I try to say that, I have conservative leaning views because I think that a lot of the stuff that I honestly think that a lot of black people are more conservative, but they just don't like that title. They don't like that name. But I think in their most beliefs they are. But I'm not saying that everybody got to be this, everybody got to be that. But I think that you got to look at certain things sometimes. But I do agree that you got to find a healthy balance. I cannot dispute that because there is certain people on certain sides. As soon as you say as long as you fall in line with them, they love you. If you're saying something a little bit different, then they hate you. So yeah, I can't dispute any of those things. So what part of the country you in right now?
The Trap House Museum shit, he 100% right. When I heard that, I'm like, that is the dumbest shit. To me, that's like, it's the same thing as a Confederate flag.
Yeah.
That's not something that needs to be pushed. Now, look, I understand that was part of your history, but I mean, that's not like what you really want to represent yourself, especially for what you was doing and why you did it. It was an act of desperation. That's not something that you want to encourage at all. So I agree with what was the first caller's name? I forget his name. I'm sorry. Dan. So I agree with Dan 100% on that. That's some dumb shit. And like, I fucks with 2 Chainz, but girls wear trap. What's his shit? He got like the little pink trap houses and shit. I don't get that shit either. But 2 Chainz is a real eccentric dude, so I just gonna let him do him. It just is what it is. Man. What was you finna ask me?
Oh no, I was asking what part of the country are you currently in?
I just made it across the border of Missouri. I'm in Joplin, Missouri.
Well, first and foremost, you gotta make sure you're taking care of yourself out there, man. Don't run yourself too ragged. I know you stay putting in work, but you gotta take care of yourself. Your health is your wealth, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that pretty girl love trip. I seen something. It's funny though. You was talking about 2 Chainz. I seen some shit. He does that most expensive whatever, and he went to some place where they cook with like cannabis or whatever, and that nigga was so high. Like he forgot where he was, forgot what the shit. The food that he was eating looked good as hell though. You talking about this
Dan
plate?
Strong donated
this plate pretty as
$5.
hell, man.
Trill,
This
I'm
is a
glad
pretty
we are
plate.
in agreement on something.
Really? Dan say you glad y'all in agreement on something? Absolutely. And that's what I say. I think it's just tops. I think a lot of folks in here come to an agreement on a lot more things. I think it just depends on the type. I don't think anybody should ever be 100% in agreement with anybody ever. But I think it just depends on the type. I think that there's something that gravitates us all to the den, and that I think that there's a common denominator. And I'm not saying it's just me, but there's a common denominator, the energy, the vibe in here that brings people together. So I think that it's just going to be some things people going to hit on, some things people going to miss on. And that's why I still find it very interesting. I'm glad to, get back with y'all. But anything else you want to add?
Yeah,
there?
and
What you got?
yeah, just one more thing. I have my candidate that I want to endorse for the 2020 election, and I'm not going to spoil it by saying what his name is. I'm going to send you a picture in a few minutes, Honcho, and I think you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about.
All right, I'm going to be looking forward to it, man.
All right.
All right, that's a bet, man. Good to hear from you, Professor Trill, man. Take care of yourself.
All right, man.
All right. Man, good. Man, it's good to hear from everybody, man. It's a good evening, man. Like I say, it really is good to hear. Shout out to Dan Strong, man. Appreciate the love. And shout out to everybody. We reached through. We have surpassed the goal for this evening, so I appreciate y'all for that. Like I say, it's always good, man, just to link up with y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Look, I'm holding down this last night. I'd be bullshitting you if I told you I wouldn't clock watch. It's not because of anything in particular, but I'm ready to end this goddamn fast. Shit. I've got about another 30 minutes or so. It'll be a solid 10 days. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, what's the motherfucking deal, Honcho? It's your boy Edwin Baptiste.
Edwin, what's on your mind? Edwin had me hungry than a motherfucker the other day at the pregame show. I think I was about, 7-8 days in, talking about some chicken wings and pizza and shit. I mean, that motherfucker mad. I'm just like, this nigga gonna talk about some goddamn, it's football season. I've been fasting the whole season so far. Ain't nothing good. What's on your mind, Edwin, man? Talk to me, man.
Man, shit. The goddamn Texans damn near ruined my appetite that goddamn day. Shit.
Man, look.
Man. But that's another talk for another day.
Yeah.
But now I wanted to get your input. I wanted to get your input on the whole Antonio Brown, rape accusations or sexual assault accusations.
Man, I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot about that. Now look, that first one with the trainer shit, I don't think it happened. I don't think he's guilty of it. I think she really looking for a come up. Now I heard.
Bro, did you read the lawsuit?
No, I hadn't read the whole law. I heard something about him jacking off on her back and something of that nature. But
yeah.
I want to feel like that was a place. It just seems so odd, like the timing of everything. You feel me? The second one though, and again, like I say, when they start coming out, I always wonder, like, what is it? Does it just take somebody to kick the door open for everybody else? Well, he did me dirty too. Like, it's like, to me right now, I think his motherfuckers see that money. They see that attention, and they something in them. I don't know, man. Like I said, I think it's a clout thing.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that him being a professional athlete, me just being a regular nigga, I'll be trying my luck with some of these women, doing shit that, just trying to see what I can get away with sometimes. Yeah. So I know as a professional athlete, you're gonna try your luck like a motherfucker. So I think it's a little bit of both. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. the trainer definitely trying to get the bag, because with the trainer or whatever, like I read the lawsuit, bro.
Yeah.
And it read like a Dave Chappelle comedy skit.
Yeah.
Like the whole I'm watching church service on my tablet, and Antonio Brown gets, because she said he was right there watching it with they religious people.
Yeah.
He gets up, right, mind you, they watching church service, so he gets up. All of a sudden his dick gets hard. He gets aroused from watching church service. He gets up, walks around her, stands behind her while she's still watching church service, and ejaculates on her back. Like, bitch, you gonna notice the niggas back there flapping and shit. So like, come on, bro. To me, it sounds like some bullshit. Like I said, it sounds like a Dave Chappelle stand-up skit or a Dave Chappelle skit. But yeah, man, that just sounds. What probably happened is he was hitting it from the back while T.D. Jakes was probably on TV, and he pulled out and busted on her back. That's probably what the real story is.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Like I say, it's just like I say. Here's the thing, because he said it happened. Then she, I forgot what happened. She came back over, and like I forgot. Like because I read a little bit of it. I don't recall the whole thing, but I remember something about they went to the club, and then she came back to his house after that. And let's be honest, and this is where things look. Now, I'm not saying that there's an unwritten rule that just because you go to somebody's house after the club that you have to get it in, but there is an understanding. Yeah, an understanding, if you will. If you are a woman and I am a man, and you come back to my house after the club, especially to the house. If we go to the hotel, it's automatic, but to the house after the club.
And the club don't close till 2, so.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, man. You know what that is. So that ain't nothing brand new. You just mad because you thought that, you was going to put something on them. I think you get a lot of people, or a lot of women like that, who think you're going to put a little something they get with these athletes and these celebrities, think they're going to do something brand new. You got to realize these men are famous. They've had a lot of action. Shit, I ain't famous, and I didn't had a lot of action, so I'm not surprised by a lot of shit that women have done. And so it's just like, I can only imagine with the professionals.
It's consensual, yeah. And same thing with, I didn't mean to cut you off, my bad, Honcho, but yeah, it's consensual. And the girlfriend knew about it. Antonio Brown's chick knew about it. You know what I mean? His baby mama or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think they had a little love triangle thing going on over there, like a little. You know what I'm saying? They had some shit going on over there. He rich for shit.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He having the time of his life. You know what I'm saying? So I think from what I'm seeing, from what I'm collecting, from what my common sense is telling me, because any fucking fool can see what's going on here. But from what my common sense is telling me, man, they was dating, they had something going on the side. Shit went south, and when shit goes south, ain't no telling what could come out of it. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm collecting from it. Yeah, that's really what I'm collecting from it, because she's talking about he exposed herself at one time, and then he kissed her without her permission one time. It's like, man, all this shit sounds petty as fuck and stupid. And then she said supposedly he raped her while she was asleep. Bitch, you probably woke up to some dick and just, you know what I'm saying, took her for what it was. Like who hasn't woke up their old lady with some dick, you know what I mean? Like,
you sleeping at this man's house and you doing all this other stuff. you there again, like I say, there's no rule, of course, people can say no and all this, but we're all adults in here and we know how these things play out. She went over there and knew what it was, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
She's talking about all this emotional trauma that she went through. If you went through all this emotional trauma, then why did you continue to go through it? Exactly. You a grown-ass woman. Ain't nobody holding no gun to your head. If it was that bad, remove yourself from the situation. Exactly. And so she said she removed herself, and he adamantly apologized and kissed up to her, and so she came back. But it couldn't have been that bad, obviously. It couldn't have been. It really couldn't have been that bad. So I call bullshit on her allegation. This comes from somebody who don't even give a fuck about no AB. I could care less about AB.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I respect his talent, I respect his skill, but I ain't no fucking Steelers fan, and I damn sure wasn't no Raiders fan, and I damn sure ain't no Patriots fan. So I could really care less about this nigga, bro. But I don't like seeing a man's credibility getting just drugged through the mud for no apparent reason, you know. He may not be the best dude, but he's an individual. He's very selfish. But I think I call bullshit on it, on Brittany Taylor. I do. I don't know about the other allegation. You probably could school me on that because I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But there's another one.
Yeah, there's another one there because they I know they met with, I don't know, because they said they met with an accuser. I don't know which accuser they met with, but somebody else came out and said something maybe a day or so after her, and so I don't know too much about it. I haven't, like I say, followed up with that. But that first one, like I said, I read some of the little information around it. It just seemed too questionable. I know he had the text messages and stuff like that. He's a terrible speller, but you know, around that situation, just let me know that, you know, man, you was over there just doing some fooly Wayne stuff, and you know, you was with it to be around that type of scenario. And now because things didn't work out the way you wanted, you know, his name is surfacing everywhere you look, at his name on the TV and this, that, and the third, and you're trying to, I don't know if you're trying to get in the training situation or whatever, but it's just I don't. You know, I can't. It's hard for me to get behind that. You know, because it's just too many situations with good men. I'm not saying AB's a good man. Shit, even bad men are put in some fake situations. But
He don't deserve this though. Don't nobody deserve. I don't care how fucked up an individual you are. Don't nobody deserve to have no allegations like this thrown on them, thrown on their name. You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga got kids. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like that the motherfucker don't deserve that shit. Nobody deserve that shit. Like I wouldn't even put that on my worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? So I think I just call bullshit on it, man. That's pretty much all I have for that whole ordeal. But everybody, I ain't like anybody can sue anybody. That's what's fucked up about the whole thing. Like even if, look, you know, it's crazy. Even if all of this shit ain't true, Antonio Brown he in the NFL, bro. He got so much time. It's so much time and focus you got to devote towards, you know, playing in the NFL. He ain't got time to be dealing with this shit. So Antonio Brown, his best course of action, I just settle, bro. I just get that bitch a chunk of change. Leave me alone, ho. I got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna be dealing with you having this case drawn out over how many, you know, however long it takes, and my name still be in the media over this shit. Like, no, I'm finna settle out and here, bitch. If this all you want was a bag of money, then here you go, bitch. Now get the fuck out my face,
the crazy
bitch.
thing is that's how it happens a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? That's how it happens a lot of the time, is that because of the money that it would take to fight it, you know, in court, or because of just, you know, not wanting certain details to get put out there, even though it may not be that you did something illegal. It just may be other little certain information they don't want out there. You know, sometimes it is cheaper to settle. But when you settle, some people look, oh, well, see, they guilty, that's why they settle. No, because, I mean, it's a time versus money issue, or, you know, certain information that you don't want people to be privy to. But people automatically assume once you settle that you're guilty. So, I mean, I can see it both ways. But it's just
right. I can see a case for both. Like, oh, okay, he was guilty all along. He just wants to sweep it under the rug, or oh man, he just wants this whole situation to go away so he can move on with his life. You know. So I don't know. I guess I don't know, when you that proud and when you know you ain't do something wrong, you got to stand by. You know, you got to stand by your own word, even if you get drugged through the mud. You know. So hopefully the best comes out of it. If he really did that shit, if they have the evidence to support it, then by all means, you know what I'm saying, hang his ass. But if that's not the case, man, let this nigga live, dog. Let this nigga live. Real shit. No, that's what's fucked up. Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that when people say all these things about somebody, or all these details, or all these rumors, or all these fucked up allegations come out about somebody, and then it's shown to not be true, you don't ever hear a statement following up behind that. Oh, I'm sorry. We made a mistake. Like with the whole Michael Jackson shit.
Yeah.
You didn't hear anything about. Oh, you know what? that whole that whole ordeal, leaving Neverland. That was some bullshit. Nah, like you still had what I'm saying, you still had Oprah interview these people, and you still have the shit. You can still go watch the shit. It's still on TV. Like it's like we know these people are lying, but y'all still trying to monetize and still get something out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh, my fault.
yeah, man.
I had the audio. I apologize to y'all for those who asked when I had the audio off. I was just talking about the LaShawn McCoy incident last year with the and I can't stand rapists, but that people falsely accused him. He had nothing to do with it. And then a lot of local media in Houston. That's why I stopped listening to a lot of local media, because they accused the man and drug his name through the mud. But then it comes out he had nothing to do with it. And so, but nobody recants those things. So people want to hear the drama, but people don't want to hear the real resolutions. And that's why we live in a crazy society, man.
Yeah, real talk. All right. Well, I got one more thing I want to ask you.
All right, what you got?
All right. How do you feel? It's another football related question. I know I'm like coming with the football shit. I'm trying not to though, but I'm just a couple. Bro, bro, how do you feel about all these Cause what I'm seeing in the NFL, I'm seeing a changing of the guard.
Yeah.
How do you feel about all these old quarterbacks? They're getting hurt, or they're not playing anymore. Like they're getting replaced. Like you saw Eli getting benched now. So I just want to, how you feel about that whole changing of the guard? Because that's what I'm seeing.
Man, it's about that time. Like I say, it is what it is. I mean, the last thing is if it solidified the hold on, because you lost Ben. He didn't went out. You got Breeze, who was hurt. You got
Breeze on his last leg. Same thing with Big Ben, bro. They on their last leg, bro. That body. You see how Ben got hurt? Ben got hurt just throwing a pass. He threw 1 million passes in his life. Yeah. He gets hurt throwing a pass. Like that's crazy.
Who else was
both of them got hurt? Both of them got hurt throwing passes. I just thinking about it. That's crazy.
Yeah, you said Eli Golden. You need if something happened to Tom and you need about one more, you're gonna have the quarterback infinity stones. Then all.
I'm telling you, it's over with. He's the only one left, bro. Yeah.
Everybody heard it. But like I say, I got some thoughts on this. I'm gonna share on the sauce tomorrow about some of the things that's happening. But definitely, just as far as the NFL as a whole, though, it's crazy. I think a lot of change.
But the landscape, the whole landscape is changed. Like the whole landscape has changed in the NFL with Big Ben out, Drew Brees out, Eli out. It's crazy, man. Yeah. But that's all. I didn't want to go into a whole drawn-out conversation, but I just wanted to get because I don't really get to call in on the sauce, dog. So
I understand.
So I got to squeeze them a little football shit in here and there. You gotta get out how it is, you know what I mean? But that's all, man. And hey, one more thing, bro. Sir. We need to figure something out for everybody that lives in Houston. That you know what I'm saying, like a meet and greet, a den meet and greet or something, or a sauce watch party or something.
Yeah, man, I'm working on something. Now that I kind of got hosted in place, I'm gonna be looking at a couple of things and really start trying to get more in the physical, get some more physical activities out there. So people can come together and put some faces to the names and things like that. Yeah, and I think that'll be real cool.
Cause my brother had just opened up it's like a daiquiri. It's a daiquiri / hookah lounge. Just exactly what it is.
Okay.
But it's a really nice bar. He got a back in the backyard. He has not a backyard, but in the back has a patio out there with has a stage out there and shit. It's a really sweet setup, bro. And he got you know what I'm saying, he got the games. He be showing the games and all that. Okay. So I don't know. Maybe we can do something for the den there, or maybe something like a watch party or something for the sauce. I don't know. I'm just shooting some ideas your way, man.
Yeah, that would be live, man. Shoot me the address on that if you can, and then
all right. And like I said, we wouldn't have to come out of pocket for nothing except for the drinks and entertainment, of course. But as far as trying to rent a section, you ain't gotta do none of that, nigga. That's my brother, so the section's gonna be already on lock. So so you know what I'm saying. Just let me know. You know what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'll shoot you the info. I'll shoot you the info. What do you want me to send it to you?
You can shoot it to the you can send it to the Denline, and then I'll check it out. You can send text messages, pictures, and all that to the Denline. So, like I said, yeah, I get it.
That's the bad. All right, man. Yeah, that way, man. That way, because I ain't know, like, some of y'all, man, some of y'all, I can fuck with some of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all calling in, and some of y'all in chat just by just y'all vibes that I'm getting. Some of y'all is questionable, but for the most part, I think I can rock with everybody, man. I love to really just vibe out and kick it with everybody. So, like I said, just shooting an idea your way, Honcho.
Okay.
So you take it for what it is, but I just think that would be cool. I know some other people will probably agree, but that's all I got.
Okay. That's a bet, man.
All right.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, man, and sharing it. Like I say, I'll definitely look into that because I've been looking for something like that to get jumped off. So that actually might be a real cool deal. Just let me know the information. We'll chop it up.
Bet. All right.
All right.
Yep.
All right, we'll try to get one, maybe two more calls in. Then I'm gonna wind it like we probably gonna rock for 2 hours tonight. I'm telling y'all, nah, we ain't nobody gonna. Man, I don't condone violence. We all gonna get along. You know what I'm saying? What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Ashley.
Ashley. Hello, Ashley. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent, Miss Ashley. What is on your mind tonight?
I was going to talk about, did you hear about that teacher that had sex with a student and she gave him herpes?
Wow.
And her new end?
She gave herpes. What happened after she gave him herpes? What happened?
Like, I think the kid was 13 at the time, and she was, like, having sex with him for a year, like, at school and in her house. And her kids that are, like, the same age as, that kid that she was having sex with, she gave him herpes, and then the kids turned her in.
Here's my deal. And not just with that, that's disgusting as shit. But why are we not addressing, everything else in this country is considered an epidemic when you hear, multiple stories happening. Why are we not addressing that these female teachers, and I'm not saying all of them, look, I know Miss Grace is good one, so I ain't gonna put Miss Grace in there. I'm not trying to look, I know we got a couple teachers in the building, but there's a lot of female teachers. And there's a lot of male teachers too, but I don't want to put the male coaches and stuff like that. I have questions about, people in certain areas, but this is an epidemic. This is pedophilia, in my opinion. I mean, it maybe not be as young as what people like to tend to put pedophiles in that age group, but these are people who have power over these children, taking advantage of these children, and using them for their own sexual pleasure. Especially when you're at that age. I don't care if you're a boy or girl, whatever. You're still coming into adulthood. You're still discovering things about yourself. Whatever. Now he's scarred for life. But these are people in authority you're supposed to respect and look up to, and they're using that as an advantage over you to get what they want from you. Why are we not treating these female teachers who go out and do that? We don't treat them with the same level of discipline that the males get. I saw one who was in New York and she got caught and they still let her keep her teaching license, and she only got probation. But if it was vice versa, these guys are going to jail, and which is deservedly so. But I think that it needs to be an even level of punishment. That's fucking disgusting. She would have to that's I got mixed opinions on things, because I believe that people should, if you do vile things, then you should suffer. Death is usually an easy route out. You know what I'm saying? But when you do things to children, man, it makes me sick. Like, I don't know what it is. I guess that's when you still have your innocence. You really don't understand what all the world is. But I think kids are finding out younger and younger, because you got certain people out there trying to push stuff on kids younger and younger. But that you have these sick people who take advantage of it, and something bad needs to happen to that woman. You know what I'm saying? And now he's permanent. He's permanently, stuck with something forever. So no matter what he goes on to do with his life, he'll always have memories of that teacher. That's disgusting.
Right.
I can't believe it. Where did that happen?
Now he has the gift that keeps on giving. So, oh my God, like this herpes, isn't that fucked up?
Yeah, it's terrible. And I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's terrible.
He had that for the rest of his life, and he's like 13.
Yeah, and that's
Like
if,
a
I mean that's what I'm
that's
saying. Like
cool.
that's the crazy part about it. Like you've permanently scarred this kid. Like for real. Like I mean. It's
But
probably one of his
everybody
first
just
encounters. You know, I'm sure
yeah,
who knows? I don't know. It might be, but it's probably been one of his first sexual encounters. And you know, he's getting it on with an older woman, and now you've scarred him for life.
literally.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's gross.
that's unfortunate, man. That's wrap it up. And even with herpes, I mean, I don't think that's skin to skin. I think, and so you got to be extremely cautious of that. So that's unfortunate, man.
You said what?
Because herpes is skin to skin. Like I don't think even condoms like helps that. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah.
yeah, no trouble. If there was one thing I paid attention to in health class when they showed us all that nasty fucking shit, was how not to try to get STDs. That is, I love my penis. I think that's been my biggest fear. I'm not gonna sit here and say I didn't. What did Pimp C say? If I told you I wore a rubber every time, nigga, you know that I'd be lying. But yeah, that's always been my biggest fear of a fucking dick falling off. So,
Oh my god.
but yeah, that's unfortunate though. That's very unfortunate. But what part of the country did this happen in?
I think it was like in, I don't know, like the East Coast.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. That's tough, man. Yeah, see, I agree, my nigga. She should have to pay him. So, like that, I think. But here's the deal, which is crazy though, is because people downplay shit. Like in California, it's no longer because it used to be a felony. Like if you gave somebody AIDS, because it was considered a death sentence. Now you give somebody HIV/AIDS or whatever, it's not even a thing. They don't even care. They don't care. It's like a misdemeanor, maybe. I think I don't even know if it's that anymore. Like they down like
Oh wow.
because you can take medicines and do all that. But my thing is like you still giving a person now they have to live a life in a way that they have to look at everything differently. You've altered their lives forever. You know what I'm saying? And there's no justification, especially if you knowingly give it to them. But again, some people feel like, oh, it's no big deal. It lets me know it's a lot of crazy. Matter of fact, you know what else I saw about California? I think they said like one third.
HIV is a super big deal.
Yeah, I mean,
I said
it's your life.
HIV is a super big deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Like,
still
why
your
would I
life.
want to change medication for the rest of my life?
Exactly. You know. But I saw a thing about California. Now in California, almost one third of the kids in school, I don't know if it was high school or grade school or whatever, but it was like that they identify as some type of non-binary or whatever, like alternative gender type thing. One third. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You telling me one third of kids don't know if they're a boy or girl? But I think, do you think that's the kids, or do you think that's parents pushing this on these children?
What?
Yeah, it's like one third of the kids. It's crazy.
That's too high. Well,
Like I
there's
said-
no way 30 kids are, odd like that.
Carrier
Like, what the
might-
fuck is that?
But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, and I agree. I think a lot of it is the schools. I think a lot of it is a lot of crazy stuff because, and then I was reading and there were some people who were talking about that these parents are pushing this on these kids. There's a lot of crazy people out there, and crazy people have children. You know what I'm saying? So you can't put it past them. That again, that's another way to get attention. Well, you know what? Oh, my kid is gender weird. So well, what happens? So now you're getting attention because your kid is different. So it's a lot of people doing a lot of crazy stuff out there. So I don't know, man. It's a bigger problem than I think people recognize, and it's scary actually, because then you got to deal with that. As far as that being another issue to deal with, all the other issues that you already got to take care of in life.
Mhm.
So I don't know. That's odd to me. Okay. So did you see the Revolt conference thing?
No, what was that about? Is that what you guys were talking about, TI?
Yes.
No, I didn't see that.
No.
What was that about?
They were just discussing, I believe, like different, political. I won't call it a debate. Like I saw a little bit of it. Like I say, so I'm actually have to go back and watch the whole thing before I, go all the way in. But I did see the exchange between, Ti and Candace, and then I did see what Killer Mike was talking about. But they were just talking about trying to get niggas right in a political sense. But I do think it's important. I think, like to me, I think economics are much more important than politics at this point. Whatever you believe is what you believe. But if you're not trying to get a business going, if you're not trying to start something up, if you're not trying to grow, especially as a collective, I think you got a major problem. And I think that's a big issue. So I don't know how much of that they got into, but I know Killer Mike spoke on some of that, and that's why I did like what he was saying.
So T.I. was in a debate with Candace Owens?
Yeah, something like that. They were on a panel, and she was speaking on some things, and he asked her a question, and she was talking about Make America Great Again, and he asked about, well, what part, when was America ever great? And then there was a back and forth with that, and then Killer Mike talked about.
What was her answer?
She didn't really get an answer out. You know what I'm saying? As far as from what I seen, and then like I said, a lot of it was kind of she was saying something, and then like I said, Ti started kind of cutting it off and saying, well, I guess he wanted a more direct answer. She was kind of beating around the bush, but I'm assuming she had a point to make, but she never really got a chance to get to it. But then Killer Mike, addressed it, and he said, he gave an exact time when America was great. He was like, for black people, it was right after, I believe he said right after slavery, was released. He said after those first, 7 to 15 years or something like that.
Like, what did he say? He said it was right after slavery?
Yeah, right after slavery, because he said all the skilled labor was done by black people at that time. So if it was needed to be done, you had to hire somebody black, you had to get someone black to do it. And so that was the time that I think he said the most black people owned land, and just a bunch of things that were, he had a bunch of very good points. Again, like I say, something that they don't talk about very often, but, and he was saying, so that was when America was great for blacks, but then, he talks about other issues and how we've gotten away from, the principles and ideologies that made those things
how
good.
long did that even last?
Well, I don't know how much.
Because, it couldn't have lasted that long. Like, slavery.
But here's the thing, though.
It didn't end that long ago.
But here's the thing. What it is that you got to realize that there were people who were, again, we can talk about successful blacks during slavery and a lot of things. I think it all comes with mindset. I think a lot of it has to do with, generational understanding of things. And so I think that you have a lot of people who were successful, may have passed things on to kids. Kids didn't maybe appreciate it at the same level or understand how to operate at the same level. They kind of got finessed out of things. So I think that's part of the problem where we are now. Is like I say, people don't have an understanding of anything. They don't have a value of anything. And that's why, what we got going on here? I think that's why we have a lot of misunderstanding. I think that's why we're losing in a lot of categories where we should be winning. Like, think of it now. What you think about what most black people value. It's not about investments. It's not about, property. It's not about, real estate, stocks and bonds, or any of the things that you can, I don't say necessarily real estate, but things that can accumulate in value or that you can get worth out of or that you can, make additional money out of. It's about Jordans and Gucci belts and things. And I'm not saying everybody is, but there's a big portion of the population that overvalues nonsense, cars and things like that depreciate versus people who are looking to build and increase wealth. And again, so I think that the understanding is the biggest issue that we have going on right now within our culture, and understand what value really is.
Yeah, but I was looking at something the other day. Like, they were interviewing former slaves, and this was like in the 30s and 40s. Like, we really aren't that far removed from slavery. It's not that long ago. Like, he wants to romanticize, like, okay, blacks were doing good, and we had jobs and skilled labor after slavery, but we weren't getting fair wages. Like, come on.
But here's the thing, though. Like I said, there were people again, and that's why I say it comes to knowledge and understanding, and a lot of us lacking that. And there's a lot of areas in which I lack it myself also. So I won't just act like I'm being holier than thou. But I mean, at the same time, we say, oh, there were people who were still slaves up to the 40s and 50s or whatever. But then you had people who immediately after slavery became millionaires. Who were slaves, people who were slaves.
I mean, yeah, but that was like so far and few in between. I'm talking about like slaves that weren't even allowed to read.
But I understand.
Like, you have generations of people that didn't even know how to read. Like, that's crazy.
But then what happens with those people though? As soon as you're given that opportunity, they still, you have those same people who are given that opportunity. Like right now, we can talk about slavery and all that, but it's. My thing is, it's in the past, and it was an unfortunate effect. But the way you honor that is by taking advantage of every opportunity you're given now. Now, you got libraries that are free. You got all the information in the world that's on the internet. You got easily accessible books, ebooks that are cheaper, or however you want to get it. I mean, niggas don't read. What do they read? If they are reading, it's going to be some latest sex book, juicy novel. Who was it? Zane?
I love that type of shit.
Yeah, stuff like that. So it's stuff that is non-beneficial. So even the information is out there. We all know the whole saying. If you black, you know the saying. If you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. You know what I'm saying? And it's basically for real.
I don't necessarily think that's true. It just depends on what you're reading.
Okay. So, but what I'm saying, there is information that can change your life. Some of the biggest changes that I've had in my life have come from maybe reading a book or two and realizing and it's not even the whole book was that great. It might have been a bunch of filler, but it might have been, 2 or 3 statements here, 2 or 3 statements here, 2 or 3 bits of information here that alter the perspective that I had and say, oh, so that's how that, and it, just kind of like the lock when it clicks and it's just like, that's how that works. Okay, and then it allows you to change your life. But I don't think most people are reading those kind of books. I think most people are reading, I'm going to be honest. The last book I saw niggas excited to read was J. Prince Respect. And I want to read, and that's a book that that's a book that, that's one I want to read because I'm a fan of J. Prince. I like J. Prince and what he's about. Richest Man in Babylon. I got a copy of that book. I gave a partner of mine. Never got it back. I had to get another copy. It's a great book. Small parables. Richest Man in Babylon is legit. And it's just that it's a lot, and it's a lot of little good books. Like I say, what is it? Greatest Salesman in the World. There's a couple other little good ones too. I think one of the books that had the biggest impact. I talk about The Alchemist a lot, but Think and Grow Rich is a great book. You know what I'm saying?
What is?
Think and Grow Rich. This is a great book that.
I've never heard of that.
Huh?
I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of Think and Grow Rich?
No. Like J. Prince?
Huh?
I've never, I didn't even know who that is.
No. The one for J. Prince. J. Prince's book is Respect. It's just it was released recently. But Think and Grow Rich is an old book by Napoleon Hill, and he basically took stories of all the great men of the past, all the people who were billionaires, Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, everybody who was anybody, and talks about their stories and how they came together and how they did these things. And, you just gotta read it. You know what I'm saying? You just, it's like a must read. It's like any person that you've ever seen that is extremely successful, they've mentioned that book. You know what I'm saying? And so I have a copy. I don't know if I got it here. I might have put it might be in this box over here. But, yeah, I got a copy. I had the first time I read it, I got it from the library, and it was like the version. It was like a Bible, and it had the black covering and had like the gold lettering and everything. And I went back. I took that bitch back to the library. I kept it overdue because it was great. I read it like twice, and then I took it back because somebody you could see when people had were ready to check it out, and I tried to check it back out again, and they never had that version again. And so I went back and fucking, I finally found that version, and I bought that version that actually looks like a Bible. I'm telling you, that's a game changer. That's a game changer. Say Rich Dad Poor Dad. I started, and that's when I needed to finish. You know what I'm saying? I got into that. Money Man, let me jot a couple of these down. Let me see.
I haven't started anything I could finish. need to find something good.
But yeah, I'm telling you, read that Think and Grow Rich. It'll change your life. Money Master the Game. Say Power. Do I have Power Habit? No, I think I had 7 habits of. Was it like 7 habits of successful people? Now 48 Laws of Power written. That's been a few years. And that's when I was on a super read. When I told you when I locked myself in that room, I'm talking about I was reading a whole bunch of shit. I'm telling you, when I locked myself in a room for 6 months, basically, like if I wasn't at work, I was
Curled
in that
up
room.
with a book.
Hmm?
I said curled up with a book and a mug of tea.
I'm telling
Like a
you,
little
it was very necessary. You know, I had some shit going on. My life was on the line, or I felt like so.
Just lost yourself.
Yeah, I had to because I knew I was making the wrong decisions in life. I was making the wrong choices in life, and I said, you know what? I've gotten away from my core. When I was young, I used to love reading. I used to be, emphatic about books and just learning, and I'd gotten away from that, and so that's why I said man, look. You know what I'm saying? I had to click clack, lock myself down. I separated myself from a lot of people that I was hanging with, kicking it with, and just had to change my whole mindset, man. You know what I'm saying? So it was very important to me to do so. The 4 Agreements is great. The 4 Agreements is great too. I read that one. Wealthy Gardener I hadn't. And it was funny because when I was cleaning out the garage, I had, y'all always see me taking these notes and stuff. I found some of my old notebooks because as I read, I take notes. And I found some of my old notes from the 4 Agreements, and I was taking out notes and stapling them together and stuff. So I said I'm gonna go back over some of those things. It's a man. Look, there's a lot of good books out there that'll just change your perspective, and that's why I say that we're not reading the right books. I don't think people ask the right questions. I don't think people are seeking the right information. You know what I'm saying? Write that down, the Wealthy Garden, because I think if you ask the right questions, you get the right answers, and that you can move forward expeditiously. I think that when you're stagnant, I think you got like, and I tell niggas too when I talk to them, man, don't only read the books out of the African American section. I mean, know your history. I'm not telling you to disown who you are. Never telling you to do that. But you got to diversify. You got every opportunity as anybody else. Learn the shit that they know, and apply it to yourself. But a lot of people don't want to do that. Oh, it's because they're white, so I can't do that. I was arguing with somebody the other day. They were talking about a chick. She didn't have any experience in a particular field, and so the way she got the job was pretty unique. And they were saying, well, the only reason she got it, the only reason that worked for her is because she's white. I said, well, how many black people that tried that technique, that method to do it, and it was successful? Well, if you don't know anybody else who's tried that technique, it's not just because she's white. It's just because she was creative in the method in which she did that. I'm not going to sit here and say until you show me, a black person who's done it, and then you say, okay, it didn't work or this didn't happen. Then I'll say, all right, well, that makes sense, or maybe you got something, or we can talk. We can start having that discussion. But if you don't know anybody who hasn't tried, the only person who ever tried is one white person, then I'm not going to say it's only because she's white that did it. So you just got to do things differently. I think we live in a different day and age. That's just kind of where I'm at in my mind with a lot of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is what?
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 Say who? But here's the dilly dally. But Miss Ashley, I'm gonna get ready to wind it down, but only because I'm finally past the 10-day mark, and I told, well, if you're in the Den group, I told y'all what I'm gonna do after midnight tonight, and that is go and eat a fucking strawberry Pop-Tart. And people are wondering why
strawberry.
I knew. Well, one, strawberry is the only good Pop-Tart. The rest of the Pop-Tart sucks. Y'all
The
could.
s'mores ones are the best ones.
The s'mores ones are terrible. They're awful. The s'mores, they're awful. S'mores Pop-Tarts are awful. They are disgusting.
I don't eat Pop-Tarts.
But I have not eaten a Pop-Tart in years, probably decades. But the only reason why it was random the other day, like I said, we were packing stuff up. I think it was Friday night. And I went to go buy me a jug of water or something. And
A what?
a jug of water because I was
Oh,
drinking only water and stuff. And so I was talking to my old lady. I don't know why we got to talking about Pop Tarts. I have no idea. And we were just like, she's like, oh, Pop Tart, only the strawberry ones was good. I was like, hell yeah. And so what I did, I was like, I'm gonna buy a box of strawberry Pop Tarts, and this is gonna be my reward to myself if I'm successful with my 10 days of fasting. If I don't make all 10 days, then I gotta share them with everybody. But since I made it successfully all 10 days, I'm not sharing them with anybody. Those are my fucking Pop Tarts. Scotty can beg all he wants to. He can kiss my ass. So, yes, I've been looking forward to these Pop Tarts for about 4 days now. And I'm cool with that. You can say I'm
well,
greedy or whatever.
congratulations.
Strawberry milkshake Pop Tart? I didn't even know they had milkshake Pop Tarts. That's. I mean,
What?
I've seen all the different little varieties of strawberry milkshake Pop Tarts. I never even knew that they were a thing. I saw a new commercial too just the other day. I happened to be watching TV. They have like little mini Pop Tarts now. I guess like that you can. They got like a little, like the little snack bags, and they got like little.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah, jug of water.
Have you ever had High Chews?
High chews.
They're so good.
No, I can't. I'm not sure. Are you talking trash, Angela? Oh, no, okay. That's all right.
Am I what?
No, Angela's talking trash. She said I have lost weight because my head looks like a bobblehead.
Oh my god.
It's all good. It's all good. How's that? Hope that OBS. Scotty has been a whole bitch about the new spot because he act like he don't want to go on no walks. This motherfucker get to a certain point and start getting scared. Anytime he hear a noise, he jumping and he doing all kind of like, Scotty gonna get your bitch ass. I had to drag his ass earlier. Like he'll go out and use the restroom, but he only want to go like in a certain area. I took him out last night, seen a fucking rabbit. Motherfucker, he was so scared of everything he didn't even notice the rabbit. Usually he would go chase shit like that at the old spot, but it is what it is. Yeah. But okay. But Miss
Anyways,
Ashley. Yes, Miss Ashley. How's what I'm talking about, Scotty? Yes, it was a good talk. I said it was a good talk. I was going to ask you about the cat, how the cat is doing. Yeah, if the cat is doing well.
I don't have a cat anymore.
What? It's only been a couple of days, and the cat is. What happened to the cat?
It's gone.
I'm not asking any more questions. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't think I want to know. Well, no more cat. Yeah, that's that.
No more cat the cat.
That's tough. That is tough. Okay. Well, Miss Ashley, I appreciate you calling in and chopping it up with your boy this evening. And it is good to hear from you.
Good to hear from me too.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Already, man. I feel good. I'm glad to hear from all that. Scotty is in the other room. I've tried to coerce Scotty, but y'all gotta understand. Like Scotty he follows Lady Honcho wherever she goes. Doesn't matter. It could be in the middle of the night, sleep. She get up, go to the restroom. Scotty will come from wherever he's at. If he's under the bed, if he somehow made it into bed without getting kicked off, this motherfucker will pop out of nowhere and you'll hear his collar follow her to the restroom. Or when she get up in the morning, he follows her everywhere. Like, I could have Scotty, we go be doing something, and then I get back. He don't care. Like, like, I brought the dog to the scenario. This nigga has abandoned me. You know what I'm saying? Like, abandoned me. It is what it is, though. I see where his true intentions lie. I even put I put his bed in here. You know what I'm saying? I got his stuff in here. Tried to coax him to come in, but I'm gonna try to get him in there. I'm gonna try to get him in here. Every now and then we'll see what he does. I'm sure if I come up the stairs with some fucking bags, though, he'll come. He'll definitely come wherever I'm at. But folks, I appreciate y'all, man. I thank y'all. Like I said, as much as I love the sauce is good. Very volatile in the sauce sometimes. But the Denfolk is just something special with y'all, man. And it's always a very, very good conversation. It's always good to hear from y'all. I'm going to get ready to wind it down. What is tomorrow? Today's Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm not going to make any promises, but I'm going to I'm gonna try to make it shake tomorrow. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get more active on the dens on the nights that there isn't a football game, right? But then, look, yeah, Rocket season gonna be coming up, so it might have some. We'll work it out. But like I say, so I'll give y'all a heads up. If you're in the Den Facebook group, I'll definitely let you know if we'll be live tomorrow, and I'll try to start posting it regularly on the community tab on YouTube, so everybody else can see it. But yes, Friday night we'll be here, so y'all can see me get old Friday night. And for those of you who don't know, yes, I will be. Friday is the birthday. I'll try to get clean, maybe shave some of this old stuff off my face. It is what it is. But I thank y'all. It's an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure. You know, make sure if you want to, like I said, get some more content, I'm start dropping the private podcast on the Patreon. I'm gonna do some regular podcasts for everybody too, but I'm gonna start dropping private podcasts on the Patreon so I can talk a little crazy. So all you Patreon supporters, look forward to that. Again, everybody who supported, I appreciate y'all for helping me reach the goal this evening. Make sure you're following on Twitter at Den Show Live. Make sure you're following on the book at Den Show Live. And again, links in the description below. If you just want to do it the easy way, you can just click on the links in the description under the video. It's the easiest way to get to it. Den Show Live on Instagram also. And again, you want to be a Patreon supporter, you want to follow on the Patreon, make sure you go to denfolk.com. I think you put the www in front of Trip sometimes, so just you can go to denfolk.com. If you want to get some merch, go to denshowshop.com. We'll come up with a couple of new things, a couple of new mug designs. Like I said, it's just been, I'm trying to get some time to really sit down and get some stuff done. But again, I thank each and every one of you, everybody who came through this evening, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Again, remember, we're all friends in the den. Well, I don't know. Most of us are friends in the den, but we're all friends in the den. Thank everybody, man. It's good to see y'all, man. It's like a family reunion or some shit. You know, some of your family like each other, some of your family don't like each other. But I'm finna go fuck up these Pop-Tarts. I'm gonna post it on the gram, and I'm out.